It's Owen from Real Social Dynamics. Welcome to the other side of the hot seat at home. And I hope you're very excited because this is going to be a 12-week course that is absolutely going to blow your mind. First of all, this is a 12-week course. This week, you're watching really what for most people is kind of the best part. It's the transformational experience. We're going to get very, very subtle here. I'm very excited for you to watch this. Just watch it this week. Just lay back, take a couple hours to watch it. I'd really suggest even rewatch it, and you're going to get a lot of subtlety out of it. The major goal of this transformational thing is you're going to watch me create this massive shit show. It's just this giant shit show, essentially. And you're going to see me getting into really subtle nuances of social behavior. And what's going to happen is that you're going to see how through this experience, we're able to get you at the cause and not the effect of your life. We're going to unplug you from groupthink. We're going to deprogram this bullshit, pull this fucking parasite off you, and get you thinking for yourself. We're going to make it so that you create the social energy rather than feeling it and having to react to it like you're putting out fucking fires. We're going to teach you how to talk and talk. We're going to teach you how to free associate and just come up with stuff whenever you want. We're going to teach you how to joke. Bam, psh, humor's coming out of you. We're going to teach you how to get present. We're going to teach you how to control your energy and create energy. That's really what this first week's about. And then over the next 5 weeks, what you're going to see me do is go out into the field doing the exercises on my own, and you're going to see how I do them in public, and then you're going to go out and do them in public, and the whole crew, the clique, the tribe, they're going to go out and do it in public, and we're all going to share. You get out of this what you put into it, so absolutely share, because if you want to get a ton out of it, put a ton into it and help other people. When you help other people, you help yourself. When you put a lot into it, what you put into it is what you get out of it. And this is what creates an amazing experience, so stay energized throughout this, okay? Now from there, after the first week of the transformational experience, which tends to be people's favorite part, gets a lot of momentum, and then going through these missions, you're gonna have a lot of context. And that's where we're gonna get into the in-field hidden camera video breakdowns that you would have seen in the previews. Now, I decided that just for people that are excited to see in-field videos broken down, some people just really wanna see that right away, I've included a video that at the start here, just to kind of give you a kind of like a fun thing to watch. But fundamentally, when you're gonna get the most value out of this is once you've gone through the transformational experience and done the exercises. Because again, this is not meant to be a video for you to just watch, look at it, and forget about it like you've done with thousands of other videos. This is an experience about you taking massive action and you transforming, okay? This is about you really transforming. This is very important to me for a number of reasons. First of all, I'm gonna be honest with you. The Hot Seat Live, when you are actually attending in person, is so fucking awesome that I really couldn't think of a way to replace it other than by doing it this way. It bothered me that people wouldn't have that kind of transformative experience because there's so many videos online that you can watch, right? A video, like, oh, I'm watching a video. Who cares, dude? It's another video for you to forget. It's basically just good to kind of keep you on track. It's entertaining. It can give some good ideas, but videos are just videos. Ultimately, you know it, I know it. It's in one ear, it's out the other, unless you take fucking action on this, okay? So what I love about the Hot Seat Live experience, and really to be clear here, if you ever have the chance to go to the live version, absolutely do it. It's gonna blow your mind, okay? Just being there live, feeling the energy, having other people pushing on you, meeting me or other instructors in person, asking questions. It's so interactive, it's crazy. I mean, we do some of the craziest stuff there that you've ever seen, and it's always evolving and it's always changing. So even what you see here, it's gonna just keep evolving and changing. So if you decide to attend live, I promise you it'll be different than what you see here, and an experience that's gonna blow your mind. It's so crazy live, okay? So do live if you can. But at the same time, what I wanted to do was to create basically a situation where the disadvantages of doing it at home, we wanna flip it on its head. So even though live is so good, which is why I never wanted to do it at home before, I think that what we can do if we're creative here is actually create an experience at home where you can get a similar type of transformation. It's just different, okay? It's apples and oranges. They're both awesome. They both dovetail into each other. Like, you know, if somebody does the live one, they'll benefit from doing this at home. If you do this at home, you benefit from doing it live, but they both dovetail into each other. They're synergistic, they feed off each other, but they're also amazing both individually. Every day that I walk around, people walk up to me who've done the hot seat, the live version of it essentially, because this is our first time doing the home version, and they rave to me about the results that they got. So, that being the case, I expect you to have a similar type of transformation. Also, as you're watching this, if it whets your appetite to come live, I would love to work with you live or have you work with my instructor staff live, because again, each experience is different. The exercises will evolve by then. The hidden camera videos will be different. We use just different hidden camera videos for each segment. This one here will be about my evolution, and those ones will be really more our newest stuff. Like, that's generally kind of how we do it. So you'll see evolution in this, from the old stuff all the way to the new stuff. And if you decide to come to a live event, you're gonna see basically new stuff because you've seen the older stuff in this one. You have a foundation, which is really cool. And then you're doing different exercises when you do it live. And you have the pressure of everybody coming at you. At the same time, you've got a cool experience here that the live people don't have, which is that you have it on demand and you have a tribe on an ongoing basis, which how fucking cool is that? So we've created a parallel experience here that is equally valuable, and really we racked our brains for a long time to come up with something that would force you to take action, force you to make change, and really get you the results that you want. So this week, what you're gonna do is you're gonna watch the exercise video. It's several hours, it's like watching a very long movie, and just take it in. That's gonna keep you busy all week. Okay, you might even wanna watch it twice. And what you're gonna do is wait for next week's mission, and week 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're gonna actually be internalizing what you saw in this exercise segment. Now, after that, after you've done that, then we're gonna have kind of the dessert. And the dessert is watching me break down hidden camera videos. Today, what I did was I included just one hidden camera breakdown because I just thought I'd whet your appetite a little bit. So I thought, might as well give, something fun right now. But really what I want you to do is I want you to do these missions so that by the time that we watch the infield, you have a context for what it is that I'm showing you. So by doing these exercises and by seeing what we're doing here with the exercise segment, the transformational segment, you're gonna get a great sense of what's actually going on with the hidden camera videos that we're gonna be doing halfway through this course. Now, halfway through the course, you're gonna be getting another long chunk, it's the next big chunk of the content, which is the hidden camera videos being broken down. So if you've seen previews of it, that's the chunk that you'll be getting. And from there, what I'm gonna do is break down another 5 weeks of missions so that you can actually go internalize it on even a deeper level. Now, the commitment here is that you're in this for 12 weeks. What I expect from you here is to change your life and have a lot of fun doing it. So I want you to anticipate huge transformations for yourself. Be bold, okay? Be ambitious, be excited, think big, all right? And just get ready. Just get ready to lay back. We're doing this, okay? You're part of my clique now. You've got access to me. You've got access to a great tribe of people that are doing this. Offer positive energy, please, okay? Offer positive energy. This is gonna be so sick. It's gonna be so fun. Offer that to other people. Share what's happening to you. I'm gonna be giving you feedback. The team's gonna be giving you feedback. And your new clique is gonna be giving you feedback. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And essentially what we're doing is we're going back to the old school roots of the pickup community from over a decade ago. We've got a group of guys together that are very serious about taking action. So welcome to the clique. Welcome to the hot seat at home. You've joined a great team. We're gonna do this together. We're gonna support each other through this entire experience. This first week is gonna blow your mind. The missions are gonna stretch you. Halfway through when we do the infield segment, that is gonna be like the dessert. It's gonna just pop your mind off, just see what can be done even in an applicable fashion. And I want you to also commit to keeping momentum with the missions and executing this all the way through to the end. You gotta promise right now that you're gonna see this through. We're doing this together. It's gonna be the bomb. Welcome to the hot seat at home. I want to push you really, really hard here with the intent purpose of stretching you. Okay, I want to stretch you out and I want to teach you abilities. Now, have you ever seen how I'm able to just talk and talk and talk and it seems like I can do it indefinitely? Yeah. Would you guys like to learn how to do that? Yeah. Would you like to do that? Yeah. Okay, do you see how I'm able to free associate? So like, I could just take any topic and just riff on it or come up with improvisational humor. I could just, bam, I could just pull it out of nowhere. Yeah. You ever notice that? Yeah. Did you guys know that my speeches that I do for Free Tour are unprepared? Yeah. No. I'm not sitting there writing fucking notes down on a Free Tour preparing that shit. I'm coming up with nothing in my head. If someone says to me when I walk up on stage, what are you going to talk about? I'm like, I don't know. How'd I know that? Right? Knowing that would already be fucking up my talk because now I'm not in the flow state. Now that'd be different if I'm doing like, in hot seat here, it's a set curriculum, right? But at a Free Tour, I just go up and I free associate. So the purpose of this here today is that I want to hammer you and get you actually talking and talking. I want to get you free associating. Now, there's also even ways that I'm using my voice. Can you guys hear me at the back there? Okay, so even when I speak with you, like at different volumes, can you hear me crystal clear? Yes. So even when I don't push it, I know how to use my voice. If somebody was at the back of the room, all the way at the very back, and I speak, do you think they can hear me? Yes. Yeah. Even if I'm not pushing. I can push it. Okay, I can hit you. Okay, I can talk to you in ways where you're like, what is this guy? Okay, but like, why is he like? I got this like guy up in my face. It's crazy. But I can also like I can just I can talk to you in such a way where you can hear it at the back even though I'm talking to you at that volume. Do you see I'm using my voice there? These are all things that I learned through doing games, so to speak, through working on success with women and social dynamics and working on these areas. Also, there's ways that I'm using my voice. There's different pitches in your voice, like, hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Do you guys see the different pitches there? So we're going to get you doing all of that as well. How about tolerance to social pressure? Any of you guys ever see me do videos where I'm out in public and people are giving me funny looks or things like that? And, there's like social pressure kind of bearing down on me and different things that you might have seen in my content, right? Likewise, when you go up to beautiful women, there's a social pressure. Do you want to understand the psychology behind withstanding social pressure? Yes. Would that be cool? Yes. Okay, well, what you're seeing here, and here's the main key, is the ability to influence, essentially. It's like, I could talk to you right now, and I'm in your head right now. I am in your head right now. I am in your head right now.
Get him out! Okay, sorry.
You don't even joke. I'm in your fucking head. You see how when I told you not to joke, you just stop joking? Because I'm in your fucking head, okay?
Okay. Help! Help!
You're gonna laugh.
No, I'm not.
You are gonna laugh.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
He's gonna laugh, okay? He's gonna laugh because I want him to laugh. Do you understand that? You're gonna think what I want you to think. You're gonna laugh what I want you to laugh. You're gonna do what I want you to do. Okay? And I'm gonna teach you how to be that guy so that you're at the giving end of that, not the receiving end.
Yes, exactly.
Instead of getting fucked, I'm gonna teach you how to fuck. Okay, do you see what I'm saying here? Okay, all right. So, okay, you see what I'm saying here, right? So now to learn this though, we can't just learn this through watching a video or spectating. We have to do this together. So the shit that we're gonna do here is a shit show. It's insane, it's crazy. It looks retarded, essentially, okay? What we're gonna do will be utterly retarded, but rather, this is not for people who just wanna spectate. This is for people who wanna learn and who wanna do it. So one thing that I've learned in life is like, when I would take math, back in the day, I would be sitting there watching a teacher break down math problems. And I could theoretically understand it when I see it. When you guys watch hidden camera footage, can you theoretically understand how it's happening? Yeah. Well, this is meant to be a transformational experience today, okay? This is a live transformational experience. So what we're doing here today is we're going to push you on those things and get you doing it. Because it's one thing to sit there and watch a prof break it down. It's another thing to be pushed to actually do it, and, to do the equations yourself. It's going to engage your mind more. It's going to tire you out. You guys are going to be sweating. You're going to be pushing yourselves. You're going to be exhausted, okay? But we're going to get you doing it. Now, the major key, and this is the crux to all of it, okay, is that you've got to be wanting to come here to make change, okay? Your goal to be here is, I'm going to change today. I'm going to be a different person by the time that I'm done this session. Do you guys have that in your head right now? Yep. You're going to walk out of here expanded. We're going to stretch you. And what we're trying to do fundamentally is we're trying to lay certain seeds so that through the ways that we stretch you, a seed is laid. And it's not like, you walk out of here and like, just like women and money start pouring out of the sky or something like that, right? But what we're doing is we're planting seeds so those seeds can grow over the next several weeks and months. We're going to plant those seeds. And the major goal is to get you into an upward spiral where the energy that's coming around is feeding off itself into an upward spiral rather than a lot of things that are happening to you now, I'll promise you, where you're stuck in a loop or even in a downward spiral. We're trying to tilt that into an upward spiral, okay, through the use of social dynamics. The reason why I'm able to do what I can do is I understand principles. So most people when they're first learning, they want to learn techniques. They're saying, okay, what line do I say here? What's the trick to get the girl to do this? Or what's the trick to get the girl to do that? A principle is like an overarching umbrella where any technique that you could ever learn is actually under that umbrella. It's categorized under a certain principle. Okay, so there's different principles in social dynamics that you're going to learn here today. This is fundamentally, from here on out, a course about social dynamics today. Even though we're learning it all through the context of how to pick up girls, this is about social dynamics. And each of these principles I'm going to teach you, what we're going to do is we're going to hammer on them crystal sharp, like crystal clear, razor sharp. So I want you to understand the principle that we're going to teach, razor sharp, like to perfection. So I don't care if you learn a million techniques. I don't need to sit here for a month with you learning a million fucking techniques. But what I need you to do is understand the principle. And when you understand the principle, the videos that you watch today will make so much sense because you understand the principle. And from there, once we have the principle down and understood clearly in your mind conceptually, we're going to get you executing on it. And the way that we get you to execute on it is with what we'll call a catalyst, okay? So we want to catalyze change. So the catalyst is where we're going to hit right on a nuance of social dynamics, right on a fucking nuance. And we're going to hit that nuance so fucking sharp that you'll be able to do the things that you want to learn how to do, because you'll know where that kind of sweet spot is. So what you'll see in a great pickup video is like, you know, you walk up to the girl, and if you have a perfect sweet spot, you walk up, it's like, hey, how's it going? And the girl's getting attracted, even though you're doing very little. This drives new guys fucking crazy. They're like, well, what's he doing? It just looks like it's what I'm doing. I think I'm doing the same thing. I mean, I just walk up and say hi. You guys see what's going on there? Like, I walk up and say hi. Why don't the girls offer me their number? Because there's social dynamics at play that they're not understanding. They're not hitting the sweet spot. So each of these principles is taking you to that sweet spot today. Okay, each principle is pushing you into the sweet spot. So we're going to take the principle and we're going to get right down to the root of it, right down in there, okay, right in the root of it, and we're going to hammer you to stretch you out of your comfort zone here. Now, the major key why this is happening is because of modern day social conditioning. Modern day social conditioning, what it does is it's continually influencing you and pushing you into a box, okay? So what's going on is that you're thinking that you're not being influenced by society. How much do you think your interaction with modern society is influencing you? It's insane, okay? How much do you think of your thoughts, personalities, tastes, preferences, goals in life are influenced by modern society? You're not even conscious. They're not even yours. Have you ever had the thought that maybe you are not even you? That you're basically just this imprint of different, you know, different opinions coming at you from the outside world, combined with different biological drives? Would you like to see what it's like to get to the root of yourself? Okay, the goal of this is to make it where say that you're in a river, you're swimming, you're not a log being blown around. Okay, you're the white pool ball, not the colored pool balls. So I want to get you fundamentally, by the end of today, bam, at the cause and not the effect. That is how I want you to walk out here. We're calling this the hot seat, but it should really be called the be at the cause, not the effect seat, but that didn't sound good. So we call it the hot seat. Okay, we call it the hot seat transformational experience, because you're here to transform from being at the effect to at the cause. So to get out of that, we're going to do a lot of things that seem completely stupid. And the goal is to scramble your fucking brain. Okay? We've got to scramble the patterns that are going on and get rid of them because they're too hammered in there, and we've got to get you to rise above them. So there's these different limitations that you're not even aware of. There's limitations like, why am I able to do the things that I do? Is because I recognize where those socially conditioned limitations are hitting me, and then I understand how to break them off. But you have to exert force to break them off. So the reason why we get together in a live event like this is because this group environment, we can push each other to break it off. Okay, so are you guys ready to break it off? Yeah! Okay, all right, so the basic goal, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start off, principle, hit the principle. We're gonna put that in the context of the hidden camera full videos that you saw here. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into exercise, hammer it out, internalize it, move to the next principle. We'll keep doing this, and then by the end of the day, just by understanding these different principles and catalyzing that change in you, you will walk out of here knowing how to use your voice, knowing how to free associate, knowing how to take social pressure, knowing how to free flow, knowing how to just let your mind go to where you want to go. And fundamentally, you're going to walk out at the cause, not the effect, okay? So that's why we call it a transformational experience. This is not the watch the shit seat, okay? This is not the, you know, bystander seat, okay? This event to 99% of people would seem like fucking bullshit. You know why? Because they don't want to change, okay? For me, I want to change. I like to continually evolve. I teach this because I like doing these exercises, okay? This hot seat wasn't just done for you guys. It was kind of selfish too. I did this to change myself. So a lot of the advancements that you might have even seen in me, if you watched my stuff for a long time, came from doing this weekend in and weekend out, okay? From doing these exercises weekend in and weekend out. So my goal, this is for people who want to change, for people who don't give a shit about what it takes to change. And, you know, I've been teaching this since 2008, the hot seat. I've been teaching success with women, social dynamics, personal development since 2002. This event I've been teaching since 2008. So I've done countless iterations on this to get to where we're at today, okay? So these are the things, if you want to just open your mind and see what you could learn. You got to be very open-minded. Like 99% of people can't learn from them. They're just like, what is this shit? It's fucking stupid. Why would I do that? But they're not going to change. Find those same people in a year from now. They're going to look about the same. They flip out over it because they want to stay in homeostasis. They want to just keep in this weird fucking holding pattern. So we got to break you out of that holding pattern, okay? We got to get you to the point where tonight when you go out, when you see girls, I want you at ease, loose, free-flowing, not at a loss of what to say, able to use your voice properly, able to project your energy properly. I want you to have control over your energy. I want you to know how to use humor in free flow. So we're going to push you for several hours now to hammer that in. That's why we came here together today. We came here to transform. You guys ready to do that?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, have a seat right now. There's major principles that you've heard in RSD. Okay, there's major principles that you guys have seen in videos. Now, how I want this to be different is you've heard them alluded to, but I want to get you to a point where it's not just being alluded to, but it's something that you see it razor sharp, okay? So there's words that you've heard us kind of throw around, but I want to get out of that, and I want to get this to be razor fucking sharp. So right off the bat, if we're getting this razor fucking sharp, let's start off with the word intent. Who here can throw out the word intent and give a definition? What do we learn at the free tour about voice use?
It's what you're feeling at the moment, at the specific moment, and expressing that.
I think that was a lot better, but could you do even better?
I feel like it's what you're feeling at the specific moment, what you're feeling right now, and expressing that out to the world.
Great. What else?
Thoughts, actions, and one more thing was aligned. Thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
actions.
Your words, thoughts, and actions are aligned. The problem is you don't know what you want. You have no idea what you want. You think you do, you don't. Because you're not aligned in it. One part of you wants this. Another part of you wants this. My stripper ex-girlfriend, she was really cool. She wanted to be a neurosurgeon. And she did. Kind of. She also wanted to not do the work to become a neurosurgeon. She also wanted to get high. She also wanted to rub her titties in a guy's face and get a dollar bill. All those things she wanted. Is that aligned? If you want to be a neurosurgeon, is that aligned with not working and rubbing your titties in the face to get a dollar bill? Right? So what do you really want? What does the person really want? They don't even fucking know. I want to rub my titties. I want to watch soap opera. I don't want to be a neurosurgeon. It doesn't make sense. Most of us, what we do, our intent is divided. So there's a division in the intent. And what's happening, let's look at moving towards intents and moving away from intents. Okay? Do you see how you guys just start laughing? It's because in my mind I'm like, you're gonna laugh. You see how do you see how he just breaks out laughing? You see what's going on? Why is she sitting in the back laughing? Why are you laughing? Why can't you stop? Stop laughing!
I can calm down.
Can you? Can you? Can you calm down?
I'm calming down.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
When she said I'm calming down last time, did she gather her intent?
Yeah.
Okay, so you actually asserted a proactive intent there when you finally decided to calm down. Good job. You see, the idea being that if you get it in your head that you want somebody to laugh, they'll laugh. But you have to want them to laugh. You could walk up to a girl and like guys are shocked. I'll walk up to girls and I'm just like, come over here. And the girls just, they come. But the reason why is because there's an alignment in the intent. See, most guys, there's moving towards intents and there's moving away from intents. So there's two different intents going on at the same time. The gas and the brake are on at the same time. So like with my stripper ex, the gas is the neurosurgeon, but the brakes is stripping, showing the titties, and watching soap opera. Or whatever you call those shows she watched. I don't know what you call those fucking things. I don't even watch TV. I don't know what it is. Okay, so You see the idea? You see what's going on here? So intent has to be aligned. And what happens is, moving towards intent could be things like sexual pleasure, self-amusement, chatting, screening somebody, enjoying a conversation, expanding the party. Those are moving towards pleasure intents. The kind of negative intents, or moving away from intents, would be things like, I don't want to get embarrassed. I don't want to lose validation. I don't want to lose my state. I don't want to get another guy judging me or picking a fight with me. I want to just get through it. That's another huge one that guys are doing. They just want to get through it. They just want to survive it. I just want to say that I did my approach. So most guys who approach, here's what I'm seeing personally. I see most guys, they walk up, the girls come up, and they want the girl to stop for like 1 second and then to leave. Or they want her to blow by. I don't say to guys, you wanted her to leave. They're like, no, I didn't. I'm like, yes, you did. They're like, no, like, I'm like, and it's like this debate for a second until they realize they didn't want her to stay. It's like if my stripper ex were to go take her neurosurgeon school entry exam. I don't even know if that would be medical school or something, right? Some part of her doesn't want to pass the test because she knows that she passes the test, and now she's got to go to fucking medical school, and she doesn't know how to do that. She doesn't have that in her. What most guys feel when the girl walks up is like, I don't know what the fuck I would say if this girl were to stop. You don't know what you would say. You don't know what you would do. So what you wind up doing is your intent is you're hoping to just get through it. I just want to do my approach. I don't know what's going to happen. I to back off. And if you can get to a point where you want her to stop, you want her to contribute to the conversation. You don't even have to carry all the conversation. You want her to laugh. You want her to go with you. When you actually want that, when you want her to call back your phone call, when you actually want that, it often happens. It will happen so frequently, it'll blow your fucking mind. But you have to actually want it to happen. Now, here's the key. What I'm speaking to you guys, what I've done is I've put the gas on completely and I've taken off the brake. The brake is off. Gas is on, brake is off. So in my mind, it's almost like I'd be visualizing like this kind of like gel blue thing on you, from me to you, and I'm in your head. Okay? I'm in there. I'm not thinking, what is he thinking of what I'm saying? I'm thinking, I want to be in his head right now. Like when I'm speaking with you guys right now, is there any doubt that I'm trying to engage you?
No.
Like this guy's not sure if he wants to engage me or not. He's not sure. I don't know, does he want to engage me? Or are you like, no, this guy wants to engage me? Okay? Now, if I fall out of that, and I can slip in and out of it, then I start to doubt myself, and then you instinctively won't listen. Maybe some part of me doesn't think that what I have to say is good. And then you stop listening. Because like, he doesn't want to be in my head. Right? Does he not want to be in my head? What does he want? What's going on? Like what is this? And so what you generate in the woman is confusion. The woman feels confusion. Okay, so I've got to be like, I want to be in these fucking dudes. I got shit to show you that's gonna fucking help you. Like I'm gonna fucking help you. Like that's in my mind. Like I'm gonna fucking help you. In my mind. Like I'm gonna fucking help you. That's in my mind. Now if that's in my head, hey, okay, I'm gonna get deep into your head and I'm gonna convey this information to you. That's what's happening. It's freaky. So what's going on here is I'm in your fucking head. You're gonna think the thoughts that I want you to think. You're gonna feel the feelings that I want you to feel. You're gonna do the things that I want you to do. Whatever I think is cool, you're gonna think is cool. Whatever I wanna say, you're gonna listen. So in my mind, that's what's going on. Hey, I'm in your fucking head. I'm in your head. Even if I lower the tone of my voice, I'm in your head. I'm in your head right now. Hey!
What?
I'm just visiting your head.
Just visiting.
Okay? So that's what, so in my mind. So when I'm speaking, my back is turned right now. I imagine I'm hitting all of you. I'm hitting you. I'm hitting you. I'm hitting you all. Hey! 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 You guys catching this? Hey! I'm in your head. I'm in your head. Hey! I'm in your head. What am I doing? Hey! Hey!
Loud is distracting.
Hey! Hey! I'm in your head. I'm in your head. I'm in your head. I'm in your head. Hey! I'm in your head. Okay, what's going on? Is there any brake? Is there a brake pedal?
No.
There's no brake pedal. It's just bam, right? So it's going for what you want, not what you don't want. If I'm speaking to you, is my desire to be in your head? Is my desire to cower away and not have you here? Or is it somewhere in between? In my mind, bam, I'm in your head. So when you walk up to a girl, it's the same thing. Hey, you'll see me walk up to girls not even opening my fucking mouth. And they just stop. You'll see me do it all night. All night. I'm barely speaking. Just, and I want them to stop. But they feel that I want them to stop. I have bad nights too. I have bad days of public speaking. I have bad nights. They happen from time to time. And when they do, you'll see me walking up to girls trying to do that, and I'm like that, and they blow off. You'll see me come into crowds occasionally, and I'm like, hey, you know, right? And it's not the same thing. But when I'm doing well, and like I said, this event was to change myself too. I didn't just do this for everybody else to change. There was a selfish interest. By me doing this every weekend, what do you think it does to me? How do you think I benefit socially from doing these exercises regularly?
You get better.
Keeps you sharp.
Hey! Right? It means that when I'm in the field, hey, hey. And the girl's like, okay, because the intent is there. We've taken off the brakes, we put on the gas. Hey! Okay? Hey. Hey. How are you doing?
Good.
How are you doing?
Good.
Why are you licking your lips at me?
Because they were dry.
Are they though?
They weren't, so I licked them.
It's a good comeback. Okay. You see that? Okay. the finale exercise, everybody fucks, by the way. One guy's like, yes. Okay. Yeah, right. Okay, but you see what I'm doing here? Okay. What just happened there?
You cracked it?
Why did you just start laughing out of nowhere?
I'm not sure.
You're funny. It feels attention.
I'm not speaking though, so how can I be funny if I'm not speaking?
Pressure. Social pressure.
Look at what I'm doing to you. Do you see this?
Yeah.
I'm in your head. However much I want you to laugh, you're gonna laugh. Isn't that strange? However much that I want you to laugh, when I want you to laugh, you're gonna laugh. When I want you to. It doesn't mean that you're my bitch. But it just means that you're my bitch. This whole seminar is like this big ego stroke for Tyler. I'm just like you're just running around just like, yeah, that, okay? But I'm gonna teach you how, the cool thing is, I would never talk to you like this, but I'm gonna get you doing it, okay? So that's the cool side. So it's like, it's not just like, next point. Like, next point, right? I'm gonna get you doing this, okay? I'm gonna teach you how to make it where you can look across and make the other guy laugh. I'm gonna teach you how to speak it away where it's just bam, in. But the thing is, I can teach you the theory behind it, but we need to do this work together, okay? Doing, theoretically understanding this is one thing. You can watch it, but that's no different than watching up on the screen, okay? So the reason why we built the hot seat like this, by the way, is that RSD, we have different types of programs, right? Some programs like coaching out in the field, great. Some programs could be like, an immersion program, cool. But this here is meant to exploit the fact that we're in a group. So really what we're meant to do, the purpose of being here right now is that we're in a supportive, non-judgmental, wild fucking shitstorm, okay? We're gonna make a fucking crazy shitstorm where you'd never do this. You could think to do this on your own, but you probably never would. You know, it can occur to you to do it, but you probably never would. And we want to feed off the energy of the group, okay? So everybody here, our jobs together as we do these exercises is we have to be feeding off the energy of the group and make it fucking crazy. I can bring a 10 out of 10 energy, but what do you have to bring too? 10 out of 10. It'll be like 100 out of 10 by the end of the day. Okay, it's gonna get crazy in here, okay? We're gonna get it fucking crazy in here. I wanna stretch you. Look, I can sit all day long just being a regular guy. Hey guys, how are you? How's work going? Are you having a nice time? Me too. Thanks, right? We can do that all fucking day. Okay, we can be like the little robots the society conditions us to be, act in the ways that we're supposed to act. Can't get too crazy. You can't get too funny. That would be weird. Okay, or I can show you how to let out. Now, where does this come into place for you, and why are you going to do this? And we're going to crack into it in 1 second. In cold approach pickup, how does a regular looking guy see a beautiful woman and say, hey, get your little ass over here. Look her in the eye. She's laughing her fucking ass off, melting, getting attracted. I look at you guys in the fucking eyes, you're already fucking star-eyed. Half of you in this room are already going, looking at me, okay? Because I do so much fucking game that it's like this game emanation just fucking standing here. Well, in the same way, if I want you to laugh, you're gonna laugh. If I want to be in your head and think certain thoughts, I'm gonna be in your head and you're gonna think certain thoughts. Why is that useful when I'm going up to an impossibly attractive woman and to create attraction? How is that making me look from her perspective? Do I look like the follower beta male? Do I look like the shy little guy? Or do you look like the champ? Or do you look like the fucking champion? Stop and think about that for a minute, right? Can you walk up to a beautiful woman, hey, what's up? Or it's silent. 2/3 of my game at this point, funny enough, I don't even talk anymore. It's getting crazy. It's just recent this has started happening. I don't even fucking talk. Because just like what I'm doing to you, I just sit there and then the girls start laughing. I barely even talk, I'm just go. So what's happening is as I'm growing in my game, and as I'm growing in my game, what's happening to my intent?
It's more strong.
My intent's getting clearer, right? And it'll evolve. You'll see me evolve through different iterations as I keep evolving. There'll probably be periods of my evolution where I'm more soft-spoken. There'll probably be iterations where I'm more wild and crazy. As you evolve, you change. Like you can even look at my history of videos and you'll see changes taking place. So sometimes I'm more of an asshole, sometimes I'm more sweet, right? Like you're always changing when you're evolving. And what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna hop up and we're gonna take advantage of the fact that we're in this fucking group and we're gonna do exercises to hammer this in, okay? And like I said, look, you know, what other opportunity would you have in your life to sit there and focus on this for a day? So are you gonna take advantage?
Yes.
Okay, can you already see kind of the tip of the iceberg here of how just little exercise like this can stretch you? Just seeing the tip of the iceberg. You're really just seeing the tip of the iceberg. Within a couple hours from now, you're gonna see so many of these fucking things. You're gonna know how to just express, convey, influence, free associate, humor, laugh, you'll get it, okay? I'm gonna show you the pinpoints, but I can only plant the seeds here and stretch you here. It's up to you to follow up after the program, fundamentally. So you'll walk out loose, but after the program, you have to execute on it, okay? All right, you guys ready to do first exercise?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody up. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get in a group of 4 apiece. And what you'll do is you'll copy exactly what I was doing here. Groups of 5 is fine, groups of 3 is fine. Try to make it 4, but whatever works. Just grab somebody behind you, don't make a big deal out of it, okay? And what we'll do, everybody get in a group of 4 right now. You're gonna take turns for about 1.5 minutes each and go, hey, I'm in your head. I'm in your head. You're gonna think what I want you to think. You're gonna laugh when I want you to laugh. See what he's doing there?
No, I'm not.
You just said, no, I'm not, and then you're like this again. You see what's going on? What I want you to do is get the communication high fidelity. Get it to the point where there's no break on it. What most people are doing, there's a break on it. There's a break on their fucking communication. It's insane. There's so many, like, what will this person think? Will I be embarrassed? Is it good enough? There's layers of self-doubt, social conditioning, only express yourself this much or it'd be rude to society and things like that. Even though everybody then turns around and loves the leaders and fucking worships them. But while you feel pressured not to be a leader. So what you're gonna do right now, take on the identity of exactly what we just did, what I showed you. It's obnoxious, it's kind of preposterous. You're not gonna talk like this in real life, okay? Like, in real life, I'm not walking up to people like, hey, I'm in your head. I mean, I do it as a joke occasionally, but my usual conversation is not like that. But for me, it's like a dial. I can keep it chill, and then I can go like that. So if I'm public speaking, I can turn it up. I can rock a 700-person room, no mic, which I do regularly. You guys know those videos you see? There's not even a microphone being used in most of them. So, okay, I can rock a room, or I can talk individually. But even individually, I'm in your fucking head.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
See how as soon as I do that, what's he do? I go like that, what's he do? Okay, so he's in reaction. You're reacting to me right now. You're like, I'm in proactivity, and you're in reactivity. Do you feel it?
I don't think so, but maybe a little bit.
Are you? Are you right now, or are you in reaction to me right now? Are you the cause or the effect? Are you the white pool ball or the colored pool balls? Which are you?
White pool ball.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm in your head. Yeah. Don't laugh. Are we gonna have a scaring contest?
Who's reacting to who? Now you're reacting a little bit.
Yeah.
He knows it. Yeah. Okay, but do you see that?
Yeah.
Do you see the play there? Okay, I'm not trying to train you to be some kind of like Dragon Ball Z, like, okay? It's not that. We're hyper accentuating subtle dynamics that are used in a subtle way, but we're turning them into a cartoon and making them crazy in an inappropriate or crazy way to understand them. So just like if you're a kid and you throw a ball all day to learn hand-to-eye coordination, it doesn't mean that in your adult life you're throwing a ball all fucking day, right? But it's pretty cool that when someone tosses you something as an adult, you can catch it, or you can throw it back. But you forget that as a kid, you might have done that for hours. So we're gonna do this now just as an exercise, just to get a sense of it, to accentuate it, make you aware of it, and plant a seed, okay? So everybody try this now, and try to take turns and get in the head of the people in the group. Like, own everybody here. Feel yourself doing it, and then I'll come around and test you and push on you. Okay? Start. Everybody start right now.
That's what you really need to teach us, is how you do those little...
Do you see what I'm doing?
Command respect.
Do you see how I want you guys to stop? And then what happens? Do you remember I said earlier, I said that really weird thing, people will do what you want them to do? Right? And I know like you got to be careful when you say things like that, because it sounds kind of crazy. Like, people will do what you want them to do. Right? Like, that's what it looks like. But what I'm saying is that I'm trying to get a deeper point. You don't even know what you fucking want most of the time. When you really want people to stop, they'll tend to feel that. Look, not everybody will. Nothing's 100%. Like, people like, I want the 100% way. 100%. Like, dude, there's no 100%, right? Even guys like, Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan or LeBron James, they're not shooting 100%. But there is a way to take a proper shot. There is a way to engage a group. There is a way to get silence. It's not going to always work in every situation, but there's a way that tends to work more than other ways. So the major key here is that control over your mind. You guys ever notice that I encourage people to do meditation?
Yeah.
Okay, part of that is meditation gets you into a centered present place where you can get to the root of what you want. So much of what you think you want is social conditioning and genetic biological impulses that you're not even aware of. So what you're trying to do with intent is you're trying to get it from where you have all these different intents that are influencing you, that you think are you, when really it's just some kind of mood that's being influenced by a food you ate yesterday because you ate the cookie out. I actually ate at the cookout yesterday. I'm kind of embarrassed about it. I'd never eaten shit. It's the first time eating a burger joint in like 2 years. Yeah, I ate, and I ate the Hush Puppies, and I ate the whole bag. It's because we got too excited. Because me and Luke went there, and we're like, cookout. We're at the cookout. And it was this like cookout party, and we went mental, and the police kept coming to tell us to shut up. It was out of control. We were like, cookout for like hours. It was crazy. We almost got arrested. But, so I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, but like that impulse could be put, like the fact that I ate those garbage Hush Puppies yesterday, which is a great relearning lesson. I haven't eaten a fried food in the longest time, but I did. And now, think how that could affect my mood. And then if my mood is affected, I'm thinking it's me, but it's the fucking cookout, okay? It's me, I think I'm thinking this. No, bro, you're not thinking this. It's the fucking grease oil residue from the cookout fucking thinking it. And you think it's you, okay? So, likewise, different socially conditioned beliefs. Oh, I have this taste. Like you're wearing blue jeans right now. Are blue jeans really what you think would be the best thing to wear? Maybe you could conceive of some better fucking pants. Maybe you don't want to have fucking pants. You have a no pants party, and that'd be the bomb. And you don't know. You don't even fucking know. I actually think jeans are kind of cool. I think they're cool. I'll tell you why. A lot of other people like them. They don't freak people out. They genuinely work. They get the job done. But I'm a little weird because I put a twist on my jeans. I'm actually wearing stretchy pants right now. These are not jeans, my friends. These are stretchy pants. These are stretch pants jeans, okay?
Jeggings.
Yeah, they're jeggings. Okay, have you ever heard of Diesel jog jeans?
Yeah.
I'll wear that shit. I'll wear that and Cole Haans with extra liners from the walking company. So now I'm walking around in fucking sweatpants and running shoes, but I look like I'm well dressed. So, so I'm always thinking, it's pretty awesome. I do it all the time. So, it is. And okay, so look. So you can make a twist on things to your likings, right? It's like you don't just have to have an opinion implanted in you. And notice though that you don't have to be in reaction. Like if I'm wearing, my running shoes / fancy shoes and my fancy jeans / sweatpants jeans, I'm still within a social context. I am influenced by society. I'm not trying to be like the lone man walking around in a garbage bag to make a point, right? I'm not doing that. I engage with society as it is, but I'm going to engage in it in my own way. So that would be like a microscopic example of thousands of little decisions. And where that comes from is when you stop being at the effect all the time, but I'm teaching all weekend here. I've been free touring and boot camping, so my voice may pop out like I hit puberty a few times. But you see the main point here. There's when you can you want to get it to, you're not like this. You're not being influenced as much like this, but there's more of this. So like, hey, like that. That's like, hey. That's not like, what's he think? Does he like this? Hey. You guys see that? Like, does he think this? Hey, right? You see like the energy is too much like that. Do you remember what we were doing earlier? Right? So you want to get it towards like, hey, instead of like I'm in reaction to you. So that's what we call being centered. Some people call that being grounded, although there's other ways you kind of describe that. But the major thing is the intent. Now, one way to get it quickly that kind of shuts your brain off is just, hey! Now, the reason why that works is because it's like when you make a noise, it kind of silences the mind. So it's a bit of a gimmick. In fact, better is when you can say, hey. Hey. Now, my voice is shot from a weekend of insane teaching here, so I can't do what I could normally do. But it's like, if you don't mind, hey. Hey. Ideally, I can still get equally into your head speaking quietly. Like, even if I were to like, okay, so ideally, I still want to be able to be in your head, even quietly. Does it surprise you that I'm equally in your head as when I was screaming?
No. Actually, yeah, a little bit.
It does a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Does it surprise you that you'll have the same attention even without me screaming? As long as in my mind, I'm thinking that I'm in your head, as long as I'm not even thinking, I'm not like, I'm in your head, I'm not doing that. But as long as I'm feeling that I'm in your mind and that I'm sharing with you, that intent will be the same. Now, if there was other, or you're going to experience it in a similar kind of way. If there was other noise, you might not hear it as well. But you see that? Now, what's funny, there's this thing called transcendental meditation. And what they'll do is to get people to meditate, they make an om noise or rum or something like that. And funny enough, that noise actually brings your attention into presence. It's kind of funny. It's a complete, I don't know if it would be bad to say it's a gimmicky way of doing it. I'm not trying to say it like that. Like it's a valuable way of doing it, but it's, it's different than like, when contrasted with actually being enlightened, for example. Going would be a bit of a gimmick compared to if you're just there. And yet it can acclimate your mind to being there. Just do like with me, remember. Let's get the whole room doing it just to see how it, just to notice where it draws your attention to. Let's notice this together. Okay, go. Again. Where's your focus now?
Here.
Are you more present?
Yeah.
Funny how that works, right?
Yeah.
It's gimmicky, but it works. Eckhart Tolle uses the bell, right? He's like, it takes 5 minutes to pick it up, like. Then he's like, then you see him, he's like he like looks up like something big shit's about to happen, It's like, he's like, ding, it's like. And he does it, right? And the whole room is like, like in the present say, right? Why does Eckhart Tolle use the bell? It's a consistent stimulus, so it draws out presence. It's like looking at a big open space, say it's like a big canyon, can inspire a present to the moment feeling. So sometimes you go, hey, like that. Do it all at me. I want to see how that feels. That'll be weird. Everybody go, hey, at me. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, that's fucking scary. Okay, do it again. Hey! Holy, I'm gonna have the weirdest dreams tonight. Do it again. Hey! Okay, everybody do it on him now.
Which one?
In the gray shirt, gray shirt.
Wait, this guy?
Yeah, what's your name?
Chris.
Do it on Chris. Hey! Do it on Chris. Hey! Turn around, Chris. Watch everybody pointing at you. Hey! Orange shirt right there. Do it to him. Hey! Do it more. Louder. Hey! Louder. Hey! In the sparkly star shirt. Do it. Hey! 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 Do it to the girl. Hey! 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 Do it to him. Hey! 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 Okay, all right. How does that feel? How do you guys describe that when that happens to you?
You're put on the spot.
You're put on the spot. It's crazy, huh? Do it to him. Hey! 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 Okay, all right, how's that feel?
Yeah, it's scary.
Okay. Okay, you see that? So you see what you're having. Now, if you don't think that social pressure affects you,
Wrong.
hey! 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 What's your name?
Sunil.
Do Sunil. Sunil! 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 How's that feel?
Feels weird.
That's social conditioning. Okay? Social conditioning is more nuanced. It's not just Sunil, Sunil, hey! Okay? But in a way, you could say it's like that. It's continually putting the focus onto you and getting you out of your present expansive self and pushes you into the little me, is what's going on. So,
You're super self-conscious about everything that is you.
dude, how many motherfuckers have approaching anxiety when it comes to approaching women? It's so crazy. It's so crazy. If you watch videos of me just approaching, it looks like the easiest thing in the world, and yet 99.9% of guys can't approach in a comfortable way. Why? Because what they're feeling is, Sunil, hey, right? So they're going up, and they're feeling that influence being drawn upon them, okay? It's that external influence. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to shift it to where it's not, hey, like that, like approach a girl. Ugh. You ever approach a girl, it starts to go well, and it's a big deal, or it goes bad, and it's a big deal? Because you're not coming out, you're not at the cause, you're at the effect, okay? So we've got to shift this here. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna take the same verbal exercise, loud, but I want you to tone it down. And again, rather than me sitting here and being at the effect of you, my intent is to share and to be in your mind. So say the same thing, but let's do it more quietly. Let's comment. Do you see how each thing here, like I hit it like it's a cartoon? Hey! But I don't walk around going, hey, babe, so right? I'm not doing that. I can, but it's not my default. So I want you to have the same power that we'd had earlier from the yelling, but I want you to get it, even if you were speaking quietly. Get into the mind. It's a straight, just like that. Try it now. Do it on everybody quietly. Pop in. Do it now. What are you experiencing doing quieter? Slow down. Everybody slow down. Hey! Okay. How are you guys experiencing it doing it a little bit quieter?
I like it better.
More social.
Okay. So the reason that we did the loud version is the loud version is in the same way when you go like that. It kind of, by being loud, you're basically taking so much action it shuts off the thinking mind. You see that? You ever do it like when you do pickup, for example, if you go out and you approach so many girls, it shuts off your mind? Hey is the same thing. It's just you're taking so much action, shuts off the mind. But in an ideal world, you can have that same entryway into someone's mind, just coming from a simple frame that you're here to share. I'm just here to share my ideas with you. As long as I'm here to share with you, your mind's not going to filter it quite as much because you're like, this guy's just here to share with me. He's here to communicate something to me. Whereas if I have that agenda, like I'm in reaction to you, then you go, whoa, if he's in reaction to me, then what is it? If this guy's reacting to me, then maybe he wants something from me. And if he wants something from me, I've got to filter what he's saying. And if someone's speaking to you in a way where you're continually, if someone's speaking to you in a way where you're continually having to filter them, that person probably lacks, to some degree, some charisma. So we're trying to train charisma, and we're trying to train a high energy charisma, but also, a chill charisma. We want to train you to speak in a way where people would even lean into you. What is he saying? They're straining to hear it because they can still feel it's that clean, high fidelity signal. Okay? Describe the experience of just sharing. Say, I'm just sharing with you. I'm sharing my thoughts with you. Say it quietly in groups of 2. I'm sharing my thoughts with you. Just describe what it's like to share. But shut off the mind and just have a direct line into the other person's mind. Okay?
Try to think of something.
Just say, I'm sharing with you. Describe your experience of sharing. Okay. Because when you're speaking, when I start talking to you, I'm sharing with you. Okay? Just try it now for a second. I'm just tweaking you. We're doing tweak. We're going to be tweaking all day here, okay? So each little tweak is going to be going on all day. Tweak after tweak. The purpose there is to show you what clarity of intent is. It's an alignment in your thoughts, words, and actions. It means that your intent is geared towards promotion orientation of the outcome that you want rather than prevention orientation. If I can look at one of you guys in this room and make you just start laughing by wanting you to laugh, think of how easily you can make a girl who you opened run away from you because you want her to leave. 99% of guys I see doing approaches are doing exactly that. They're literally going up, wanting the girl to just give a quick acknowledgement and bounce out. I see it continually. So a lot of time, you've got to dig a little deeper as far as what you want. The issue here, and there's a very big issue, is that for most guys, they don't know what they'd do if the girl stopped. That's why this is happening. You'd want her to stop if you knew what the fuck to do, if you knew what the fuck to say. If you knew that when you stopped her, she's getting the fucking publisher clearinghouse check of $1 million, you'd want to stop her. So part of that comes from inner beliefs. I'm an awesome guy. When I stop her, she's going to be happy about it if she's got a brain in her head. Part of it is that. Part of it, though, is actually knowing how to free associate, knowing how to talk. And that comes down to distinctions. There's things that I understand about social communication that allow me to talk and talk and talk. There's little tweaks, little nuances that I get where I'm not in the box that most people are in. Now, what I want to do here is explain to you the box that you're in. The box that you're in is that you believe that you have to associate the emotion to the content. And that's why you can't think of what to say. So right off the bat, look at the downward spiral that you're in. You're in a downward fucking spiral here. It's a death spiral when you're approaching. That's why most of your approaches aren't working. The first step is you're not clear in what you want. You're not clear in your intent. So because of that, the girl's inclined to leave because you're telegraphing to her that you want her to leave in the ways that we kind of subtly showed. But going even deeper than that, the spiral continues because if you want her to leave because you don't know what you'd say, that right there provokes rejections. But when you're regularly being rejected, your mind shuts down. And then you can't think of what to say.
Could you repeat that, please?
Okay, look at the spiral. Already, your intent is that you kind of want them to leave. You want to open, but you kind of want them to leave because you don't know what you do. So then you get rejected a lot. Rejected, right? So I don't even view it as rejection, but you're getting a quote-unquote rejection. But because that's happening, and you're seeing the pattern of it, it's making you unconfident in what you have to say, and it's shutting your mind down. Look, on a great night out, do you free flow in conversation easily? On a bad night out, do you struggle for what to say? So what happens is that your mind goes in this shutdown where you don't know what you'd say, so then you don't really want them to stop, and then because you don't really want them to stop, they leave a lot, and then when they leave a lot, you get mentally constrained and you can't think of fucking what to say. So literally, this is why I said the hot seat. The purpose of this is to get you out of this downward spiral. We're trying to get you into an upward spiral, but we got to plant the seeds here. We got to catalyze it. Now, to get in the upward spiral, we have a very critical understanding of how to talk and talk. So you don't have to worry about this anymore. And when you don't have to worry about it anymore, the girls will be more likely, or you will be more likely to not want them to leave. You'll be likely to want them to stay. If you knew that you could just talk and talk, you'd be more likely to want them to stay, so that your intent would be nice and clear. Then they'd want to stay, and then you talk and talk, and then they'd like it, and then you'd be like, I want to talk to more girls, and then you go in an upward spiral. So we've got to shift the momentum of this here, okay? Now, the basic understanding is uncoupling the content from the emotion. Most guys think that women are thinking linearly when they're out meeting men. Are they? A woman's attention span when meeting a man is about that of an ant. She could be a brilliant, award-winning scientist, okay? Like, I've literally been at, like a doctor's office type area, and like I'm talking to some woman who went to school for 10 years. And when you're speaking to her in the daytime, she's so intelligent you're going to be intimidated. But when she's out meeting guys, what do you think her attention span looks like? Okay, she's going where the shiny energy is. Look, you could be a great guy. Some girl's sucking your dick. Are you like, yes, E equals MC squared, and the directions, like, no, you're getting your dick sucked. You're not thinking. When a girl's in a club, she's at the effect of all these different environments. When she's talking to a man in the middle of a grocery store, she's at the effect. So she's responding to her emotions the same way that you'd be responding to your emotions if you're getting your dick sucked. She's just going with what feels good. So you don't need to have this linear conversation that you think when you're talking to a girl. Okay, look, the way that I'd put it to you is like this, okay? I was driving here today, and on the cab ride over, you'd see these yellow lines right in the middle of the road. And some of the yellow lines have the break in the line, but some of the yellow lines don't have a break in it. And as you're driving, you can see these trees up to the side. And some of the trees have these leaves on them that if it gets cold out, they'll fall off. And others have different formations in leaves. And when you're looking at the side of the road, you might see a feral cat, you might see a person, you could see a pineapple, you could see a dog, you could see a sun. At night you could see a moon. You could see a moon and a sun at the same time if it's the start of the day or if it's the end of the day. So literally there's a sun and a moon, both. But sometimes in the middle of the night, you'd see a moon, and in the daytime, you'd see a sun, okay? And some nights of the moon, it's very bright, right? Because it's a full moon. Other times, it could be a half moon. In the daytime, you could see a full thing of sun out, but other times, the clouds obscure the sun, okay? Can you guys say the word obscure? Say obscure. Obscure. Sometimes, the sun is obscured. Can you guys say the word moon? Moon. Okay? Sometimes there's a moon. Sometimes you breathe air, and you get a deep breath. You're like, other times you're not going to breathe that deep. You're like, other times you breathe in the middle. Other times you breathe shallow, like I said before. Or even more shallow. Or deep. Or deep, and then stop that, and shallow. Or shallow and deep. These are my hands. You see what you're seeing? My hands have fingers on them. The finger can touch the eyebrow, like this. That's my eyebrow. That's my left eyebrow. That's my right eyebrow. That's a sleeve. I could take my finger and put it in the sleeve like a socket into a, what were you thinking it was? That's a socket in and out of a wall. Sometimes it goes in, sometimes it goes out, sometimes it goes out, oh, that's in. Did you see that one coming? Did you see what I was doing there? I don't even think I saw what I was doing there. Have you ever seen a dog walking down the street and it's just like that, and it's like, and you see a cat and the cat's like, the dog, the cat.
I just want to let you guys know something. Sometimes I approach a girl and I can't think of what to say. I don't know what I would say. I just jam up. I filter myself.
Well, what's the key? How do you unfilter yourself?
Stop thinking.
Stop thinking, we're going to work on next. What was the distinction that we talked about? What did we talk about?
Detaching emotions from words.
You detach the emotion from the word.
Attack or detach?
You uncouple it.
Focus on generating.
Today I got abducted by an alien. I was abducted. It was crazy. They grabbed, there was this weird ray. It pulled me up into the air. I was in this fucking thing. I flew. I saw different planets. I saw the beginning of time. Today I was abducted by an alien. I was levitated in some weird tractor beam. I saw different planets and the beginning of time. Today I drove down a road, there was weird yellow lines in it. There was lines, there was trees, there was dogs. I breathed, I put my hand up, I made a sex sign, I did crazy shit. Today, I walked up to a car, got in it. There was lines, there was trees, there's crazy shit. Look at the two. The first one's the alien abduction. Which delivery is more appropriate emotionally? The crazy one. With the second one, driving down the street, which delivery is more appropriate? Second one. But what we do in game is you can uncouple them. So you're not limited by the emotions matching the content. So what you can do is you can generate humor in the woman or attention because women are attracted to that clear intent and emotions. So as long as you're up in that girl's head and you're like, blah, blah, da, 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 you see that? You think I could open doing what I just did there? Yeah. What's the open rate on that? 90%? 95%? And that, you could open like that. And I have. And, hi. And the girl's in reaction to you. She's in reaction now. Address the group loud. Go, group! Group! Is that as loud as he could go? No. Stand up here. Stand right here. Okay? Go. Hey! Group! Hey! Group! How's that? Go. Hey! Hey! Is that as loud as he could go? No. Did you feel, no, and notice his confusion there, right? He's like, no? He thought that it was. You always think that that's the max, when in fact, you're stifled. Because what's happening is what? Chris! Hey! But you've got to be at the cause, not the effect. Hey! Do it to them. Hey! Group! How's that? Go, hey! Hey!
That's better.
Give you more. Hey! Great. Now, get in their heads the exact same amount, but without even hitting that volume. I want you to be in their heads the same amount, but coming from a sharing frame. so that you're not relying on the gimmick of the, because remember we said earlier that, you know, the volume in a way can be a gimmick. It's a good gimmick, it works, it's amazing. Just like, do that with me. So see what we're doing there is we're getting back on presence. You see that? Brings us back to presence. It's a gimmick though, right? So speak softly to the group, but still get into their head.
Hey, group. Hey, group.
Is he in your head?
Yeah, pretty good.
Hey, group.
Hey, group. Who's more in your head, Miriam? But then it's not fair because I'm the YouTube guy. Okay. You come up. Do the hey group thing.
Loud or normal?
Normal.
Hey, group.
Now you do it.
Hey, group.
Who's more? Interesting.
Chris.
You see that? Why is it? Because he had practice up here for a minute. See that? He had the unfair advantage. Do you remember when I tell you guys to start opening girls? Start opening. Why do you think that is? If I get up here, you'll actually have more impact than me a lot of time if I just walked up. As a speaker, I've kind of, you know, couldn't even do it. Okay, train myself to get up there. I actually will jump in cold plunges regularly, like freezing cold plunges to shock my nervous system so that I can walk up to groups and go like that, right? Because I got to like quick change. So I've trained myself on that to get better at it, but it's kind of funny how it works. So you guys see the difference there? Okay, now do it together. Hey, group.
Hey, group.
Again.
Hey, group.
Now yell loud.
Hey, group.
Louder.
Hey, group.
Now go. Hey.
Hey.
Was that as loud as they could on the end? Yeah. They're matching me. You see that? They're still in reaction to me. See that? It's okay. It would happen to everybody. Do it more. Do it on you. Get out of my lane. Don't react to me. Go within yourself and out.
Hey.
Is he doing it?
No.
So does that surprise you? Did you feel like you were?
Not really.
Okay, try again.
Hey.
Hell no.
What's he at percent-wise?
30.
He's not close to 70.
30.
Hey!
Hey.
40.
30 to 40. Hey!
Hey.
Where's he at there?
60.
Okay, now we're gonna do it. Everybody do it together. Hey! Okay, now, so in the mask of the group, it's easier to do it. Okay, it's easier to do it in the herd. Right? Anybody can go in a herd where everybody's dancing and then you just jump in and dance. It's another thing to jump up by yourself and just, you know, just start fucking going, unless you're like a pro dancer or something, or you just dance a lot. So in the herd, there's safety. But a lot of time, if you're at the grocery store, you see a woman, you want to go talk to her, you might not be in the fucking herd. So you've got to initiate it. I've got to see, this is why you could watch 1,000,000 years of pickup theory. 1,000,000 years of pickup theory. But if we can't get this down, if we can't get you to go, hey, then all that information is just piling on top of this. So this is why we're here live, okay? This is why we come here together to push ourselves. This isn't for people who want to sit at home and go, learn a little information, and then get more information, and get more information, and then fucking some guy at the front of a room screaming, that's stupid. Not like me with my information. Right? You little more. Okay? So you're gonna fucking do this shit, okay? You're gonna fucking do it, okay? So we're gonna keep fucking doing it. We're gonna do it again and again until you fucking get it, okay? Hey! How much better? Where was the shift?
Towards the end. Where you stopped.
No, it was towards the
Where
front.
you stopped.
When I stopped, you came out of the herd. Remember, this program is about unwiring social conditioning, okay? You don't need to be in the herd, okay? You don't need to be in the herd. The herd is this. You're still here. You're still the effect. Cause, out, okay? With me. Hey! You're getting better, okay? We'll do one more, and then we're gonna give you a break, but I'll get you to come later in the day after we've been continuing to work together, okay? Are you ready? Yeah. One last one. Give him a cheer. Cheer him. A little premature, but that was good. Okay. So, but okay. Do you see that though?
Yeah.
So you see the conditioning that society puts on you. Most guys, they think it's bad they can't approach a woman. They can't even elevate their fucking voice, is what I found. That's what I found. So this is why we work, okay? We work on this. Hey! Whew. Say it to him.
Hey!
Pretty good. See how by, look at the gimmick there though, by the way. Did you see how by him doing it for a second, the loudness shut off his brain for a sec? You catch that? Hey! 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 That! Okay, you see that? That's like, it's the same thing. Do that with me. Now do it by yourself. You see that? When he comes out of the herd, what happens?
Quiet.
You see what he's dealing with? Almost everybody deals with it. It's stifling, okay? So you're wondering why a balding ginger can walk up to you beautiful and be like, hey, and then you go to try it, and you're like, I tried it, different result. What's the explanation? Actress. But there's a different energy coming out. Hey, hi there. Hey, hi there.
Hey. Hi there. Hey. Hi there.
How did that last one sound? He hit the spot. He hit the sweet spot. Remember I said this program's about hitting the sweet spot? We're trying to get you in the sweet spot so that you can do a pickup that looks just like the most regular conversation in the world, but your social dynamics and communication is so on point, you're just in the sweet spot. Hey.
Hey. Hi there.
You guys catching that? His hey was perfect and the hi there was close. You catching that? I'm going to make further tweaks later. We're going to tweak energy, but we're also going to tweak congruence. So for every bit of energy that you actually get more out, you also need to have it congruent. So it's not like, hey, right, like the mask, okay? Can you guys give me a hand? Okay, have a seat. All right. So what we'll do right now, I want to get you to the, I'll do a break in a second. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to do the exercise where you uncouple the emotions from the content. I want you to describe in your group your drive here. Okay, describe your drive here. And your drive here is probably very boring, but I want you to use the emotions behind it as if it was the most exciting thing on the fucking planet. Are you guys ready to do that? Okay, hop up right now. Hop up. Groups of 4, a minute each. Rock on it. Let's go. Now, but what's funny is when you look at Sam, like, you know, who's 21 years old, giving his energy, and then he gives his energy, because Sam is, this is crazy to think about, it's intense to think about, because he's studied social dynamics, who are you finding your focus more on?
Sam.
Now, to be fair, Sam's the instructor. If we were at your work, you know, probably people would be focused on you, right? It's funny how that works. But that is what's funny about social dynamics.
Right.
If you were at your work, you would speak with the conviction that Sam has when he's at his work. What real social dynamics is focused on is making it to where in any environment, it's like you're at your fucking work. Do you guys see that? Like one thing you'll notice about, okay, with RSD teachers, a big thing with like typical gurus is like a guru when they're in their crowd, right? Like say that I'm here. I'm in my crowd. Hi, everybody. It's Tyler from Real Social Dynamics. Everybody bow to me. Wouldn't that be nice? Yes, just suck my cock right now. Just suck it. Just get in line to suck it. Right, you know? And like they can speak. A typical guru, they never want to leave their little environment where their followers are, right? But what do you notice about RSD in our videos? We're out in fucking wherever, and it's the same fucking vibe. It's like, oh, I'm by myself in the middle of a foreign country. There's a group of super cool, attractive men with their hot girls over there. Let's go talk to them. And then we walk up and we wind up owning that situation too. Real social dynamics is about core confidence, not situational confidence. So it's not just like, oh, when I'm at a party that's being run in my house, or when I'm at work where I have expertise, or when I'm dressed in the clothes that I want to wear, or when I've got something that other people want, then I can be confident. Real social dynamics is about when your fucking business went to shit, you're out of money, you're not wearing the clothes that you want to be wearing, maybe you're even out of shape. And you're in an environment where you don't know fucking anybody and nobody could give a shit about you. And you could walk in with that same swagger, confidence, and feeling of being at ease as if you had all those great things in your favor. I don't care if I'm in a giant mega mansion where everybody's at my party, everybody knows me, and I see a girl walk up, or if I'm in a foreign city like here in Atlanta, and I just stroll over to Buckhead, out the bar, in the cookout. Okay, it doesn't matter where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be the same dude. Not always. Again, I have good nights and bad nights. To be fair, I have good seminars and bad seminars. But my bad is definitely improving a lot. So if you notice earlier, right, so many guys think that the reason why they're not getting girls is they're not you. I'm not that guy. And to be fair, he probably is getting girls. But the point, but to be fair, right? So it's kind of a logical fallacy here. He probably had sex with my girlfriend while I went to the bathroom. But you see my point, right? Which is like, it's like the same fear that anybody feels when they walk into a social environment, you're probably experiencing that to some extent. Maybe not the same extent as like, a 5'2" Indian guy with a thick accent who's like, hello, it's like, it's a different kind of vibe. But you want to know what's funny? You're liable to take this course. You get pretty damn good results, and you go move on to conquer other things. That little 5'2" Indian kid is like, I will solve this if it costs me my life. If I have to never eat a naan bread ever again, I will fix this, right? And you'll see that fucking kid in like 6 years after focusing on it. You ever heard the expression, the enemy of the best is the good? Anthony Robbins says that a lot. The enemy of the best is the good. And that little kid will go around again and again and again. And that little kid will step up here and go, hey, I am Pravinder. God damn it. I have something to say. And you'll walk up like that. And we see guys like that after our programs all the fucking time. Every weekend, people are coming up to me, or every weekday, and like random people of all shapes and sizes, like, dude, I went home with this amazing girl last night. I'm like, really? Whoa, holy shit, but you can see it. And here's what gets even crazier. I can see people who studied RSD when they approach me on the street from like 20, 30 feet away oftentimes. Does that surprise you? The people that have got some results that you see it because when they're walking, the major shift is they're at the cause, not the effect. You see them as they're walking up, and you can see that the energy is kind of coming out. They have that kind of star quality. You see it coming out. And they've gotten that from going out regularly, being in these situations where it's scary, and it's scary, right? And the things are coming at you. Owen, 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 right? That's how you feel. And going, power level 9,000. Okay? Again and again and again and again until it becomes routine and commonplace. So, what's going on here, Sam is here carrying the crowd because he studied RSD. And what's funny is having height, oh my God, great advantage to have. But if you don't have it, what do? Hey! The same impact emotionally that height makes, hey, does the same thing. The feeling of a big, tall, jack dude going, hi there. When you're littler, you just got a little more attitude. You see that? That's the shift. So when you're short, if you're losing your hair on the top, you grow it here. And a lot of it, right? And then it's like, but energy, it's potency. Okay, it's potency. And so what potency means is that as a tall jack guy, there's actually a potency to that. What it says is your ancestors, the dudes probably fucked tall, hot chicks, and the women are probably beautiful and fucked tall guys. So there's a potency there that you have from that. At the same time, you could also convey potency with bang. You can just do it that way. That's my whole game, by the way. That's all I do. I just go. That'll be the last exercise. You just go. Bang! Okay? So, but you see how I can get you laughing just by doing that? Just like, do you want me to do it again? I know you do. Okay? Okay? I know you do. You want me to do it all day. So, but you see how I get you laughing like that? So now when I do it, if I bring you up here, do the Dragon Ball thing and make everybody laugh. Okay? Yeah, do the Dragon Ball thing, get everybody to laugh.
It's been over 9,000?
Yeah, do that. I've never actually seen Dragon Ball, funny enough. Okay, that's pretty good. You guys like that? Okay, that's very good. You see that? Now, you do it. Okay, now here's funny. Why did people clap more for him than for him?
Yeah.
Because what you're doing is, and dude, been there, okay? This is like, the damn reason I teach this is because I struggle with this. Like, that's why I struggle with this so much. That's why I started teaching this shit, okay? It's tough. It's like, when you're under that pressure, the inclination is to be like, ha! Right? Because it's about you. Because you want it to work. It's like, now's my turn. Now's my turn. What's your name?
Carlos.
Okay, everyone go, Carlos. Carlos! Point at him. Carlos! 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 You guys see that? You see the pressure there, right? That's the feeling. So when you're going up like that, you're feeling that pressure. I got to do it good. Can I make the crowd like me? Were you at Free Tour?
Yeah.
Do you remember when I said, I am the group? Do you remember that? Do you guys remember that? Yeah. It's the difference between being this isolated little me, the little me, looking out, and you are the group. When you're the group, you can just go psh, out. Hey, you're just sharing. Because we're together, right? It's collaborative energy. We're going to talk about this later. Competitive energy versus collaborative energy is one of the biggest distinctions today. So if you see, it's still you versus him. It's still you versus your own expectations. It's still you versus their expectations. Right. But when you're them, you're sharing, and then you could do it. Does that make sense? We're gonna work on it more. We're gonna get you up here many more times, by the way. We're gonna be up here a lot. This is just kind of getting rolling right now. So yeah, you guys are like, oh great. Like first the Dragon Ball, then the screaming. Okay, it just gets crazier and crazier. So okay, so you see the idea. Could you guys give me a hand? You're just gonna have a seat here. Okay. So again, you guys see the potency idea, and what it is that we're trying to tweak, okay? So we're tweaking and tweaking and tweaking. This stuff doesn't come easy. When I would first do these exercises, it was about a half a decade ago, and I would come up to the front, and believe me, I'd be like, oh fuck, and I wouldn't want to do it. Even though I was teaching pickup, I didn't want to do it because I was like, okay, this is fucked up. And like maybe 1 out of every 3 programs I do it, I'd be like, I know that's probably good for me to do that. I'll do it, okay. And I'm like, hey, okay, here's the road, like stuff like that. But what I found is that the more that I did it, the more that I can decondition my mind from the social conditioning of certain expectations. So we're trying to unwire expectations. So earlier, the social conditioning that we unwired is that feeling that you're at the effect and you can't just share and have that high fidelity signal, right? We got to unwire that. That's social hypnosis, essentially, okay? The leaders of the world are not dealing with that hypnosis so much. But to become a leader, we're going to unwire that hypnosis. Now, the next one is, like we said, the emotions and the content. So if I'm up here and I say, look, I saw a purple wall today, and the purple wall has sparkles on it and weird gel things emulating out of the purple wall. And from the gel things, there's seeds that would grow, and those seeds have wings, and the wings would just rise up into the air, flutter in the clouds, explode and multiply into multiple seeds, shooting seeds down on the people into the grass. From the grass grew a flower, and the flower just went up in the air, up in the air, up in the air, floating again, in this cycle of floating that we're creating right now. And as it did that, a dragon came down and grabbed those flowers and went all through the sky, shooting down as fast as it could go down into the bottom of the pits of hell. And in the pits of hell it saw Satan come up. Okay, it did. Okay, how long can I go on like this? I can go on like this, Joe. No, I'm out. I got nothing. No, I can keep going on. So you see this? Why am I able to do that? That's fucking weird, right? But it's captivating as fuck. Okay, so it's more captivating than, hey, I am John. What do you do? What city are you from? I'm Joe. Okay, you see? And so, because I know that I can free flow like that, here's what's funny. A lot of my pickups actually are just like, hey, what do you do? Just like that. But here's the difference. I'm not treading fucking water. Like, hope the fucking question about the job doesn't run out. Oh shit, fuck. Okay? At any second, I can out okay? I didn't pick up a long time, as you can see. Out, okay? Right out. So I know that. So if I'm just being chill with a girl, it's from a proactive decision rather than from compensation. That's the key right there. I know how to talk, but because I know how, I don't have to. It's like, anybody here do martial arts? Anybody in this room? Okay, have you guys noticed that because you do martial arts, if there's ever a slightly tense situation, you can walk up and there's a subtle look in your eye where the person will be more inclined to back down because you knew that. Doesn't mean that you're Chuck Norris, or some shit like that, and that they just like run away. But because you're not afraid to fight, you can just say, hey dude, everything good? And they're kind of like, oh yeah, right? Meanwhile, if you didn't know how to fight, you're like, everything good? And they're like, fuck you, because they sense it, right? So people fight to learn how to people fight so that they don't have to fight. In the same way, I understand how to free associate, I understand how to add energy, and that's wonderful because then I don't have to. Then I can walk up to the girl, chill, doing very little. But knowing, I can whip it out if I need to. Some other dude comes, I need to add some stimulation, add some spice. Maybe she's not sure she wants to come home with me. Pop it out. So it's coming from a place of self-certainty. See how you laughed, and then as soon as I looked at you, you went quiet? Do you remember what I said about did you? I'm not sure. I saw it out of the corner of my eye.
Well,
Do you see that?
What you said was
Okay. Do you see that as soon as I looked at you, you stopped? You were like, this is what I saw. I'd like to see the video replay of it. But the point is, you were like, ha, ha, and then I looked at you. Okay, there, now you're laughing, okay? Do you see that? So we're gonna talk about this later. This is a very key point of this event today, is getting in your own lane. Right? You wanna be in your own lane, not reacting so much to other people's lane. You can be responsive to other people's lane. Okay, you don't wanna be this like Terminator, but you don't wanna be reacting on their agenda. What did we say earlier? What do we call it? Not, what's this? Cause? What's that? Effect. What's your name again?
Kelvin.
Do it to him. Kelvin! 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 You guys see that? Okay, we don't want you that. Say group.
Group.
Point at everybody. Group.
Group.
More. Group!
Group.
I think group is one of the hardest things to yell, by the way. It's just a hard word. It's just a hard word to yell. Maybe you need a better one, like, because Kelvin's like, that just rolls off the tongue. You're like, Kelvin, right? Then group's like, group. So, what's a better word than group?
People.
Cheese.
Like masses or something? I don't know. What is it?
Congregation.
Guys.
Guys.
Group.
Audience.
Audience. It's like, oh, I know. Okay, you want to make this program super weird? If it wasn't already, we'll go with bitches. Okay, bitches. That rolls off the tongue. Okay, what's his name? Kelvin. 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 Bitches.
Bitches. Bitches.
He's got the head roll.
That's great. Now you got bitches. Okay, that's great. So you see that, but you see like bitches within a word that is, if it's self-funny, not if you're like really like bitches, right? Like if you like, it's funny within a context. Like I like to say I'm pimping, right? I'm not like I'm an actual pimp. Like give her the heroin and get her on the track. Like I'm not doing that. I'm just like I just think it's funny like a balding ginger's pimping. Okay, that's like why I'm like I'm pimping, like that, right? And people come up, they're like, you're a real pimp. I'm like, dude, I'm a balding white guy. I'm saying I'm pimping. It's a contrast joke. Okay, it's meant to like have you come up here. You stand up, be like, I'm pimping.
I'm pimping.
Yeah, that's what I want to be. Okay, that when I say I'm pimping, it's like say I'm pimping and you're my bitches.
You're my bitches.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's my type of pimping. Okay, I'm not pimping like I am fucking pimping. You will do what the fuck I say, or I will inject you with more drugs and put you into Mexico in sex slavery. Okay, it's just pimp. It's a joke. You guys see that? Yeah. That frightened you when I said the word sex slavery? Okay, it's a joke. So when you say bitches, it's a joke. Okay, it's a self-joke. Okay, so if I'm like bitches, like that, I'm not like really. That's a joke. Okay, it's a self-tickling joke, parodying that mindset. And yet, funny enough, even when you parody it, it's like kind of true in a way, right? So it's kind of like bitches, right? So it's kind of swaggy. You see that? Okay. Now, what's his name? Kelvin. 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 Kelvin.
Bitches.
bitches, 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 bitches.
Pretty good. Pretty good. The first one's even slightly better. Are you getting the ear for the difference in the fidelity, presence, and power behind the communication? We're trying to catch an ear for it, okay? And we're trying to see the tweaks to get you to that space. So it's not just about you watching or recognizing it. I want to get you doing it. That's why we're doing these exercises, okay? Now, let's get it again. Share your story about the day. And just do you see it? But do you see that? Do you know why? Because you're like, your mind is still coupled to content. You're still in the box. But
It's in my head. It's just.
you're in the box, baby.
I know.
How are we gonna get you out of the box?
Yeah.
Fuck, you know what, guys? I was drinking iced tea today. It's brown. But could you ever imagine an iced tea that would be fluorescent orange? That'd be dope, right? It's like ectoplasma. Anyone ever seen that? Imagine if a fairy came out of this cup right now, right into his nose, into his mind, transforming his brain to uncouple the words from the emotions. This second, what am I doing? I'm deconditioned. Do you see that? I'm deconditioned. I assume I can hold attention. Now let me ask you this. In professional life, is it appropriate to decouple emotions from content?
Never.
In professional life, do you do these long rambles? What are words that we think in professional life? Precision, concise. Now with pimping, are you like, hello, I am going to transfer the information to your vagina. I am Owen. I am 5'9" and bald. I have a beard. This is my body fat. This is my income. And I wish to mate with you. Okay, now that could open well, but as a joke. So, you see that? So, that's not sex. Sex is not like, I will twist your titty and do a suck on the titty. A hard suck, soft suck, medium suck. Okay? Now we engage in the squirt. Be sure to let go and squirt. I will apply pressure. Actually, squirting is so easy and effective that oftentimes you could do that. But the point is, like, you see that? Like now say, come in me, baby. Come for me, baby. Right? It's like, no. What is sex? It is crazy. What does sex resemble more? Professional communication or the type of silly communication that we've been working on here? So what's happening is the girl is not ready to go home with a guy she just met, particularly a short, balding ginger guy. But then her mind goes in this kind of pre-sex mode of having fun, and then she loves the way it what? The way it feels. So we're communicating not so much for precision, we're communicating for feel. And in the communication, it doesn't mean that you can't do pickup in a chill way. You'll see me out there just actually pretty calm pickup. But again, I've got the vibe right in the sweet spot to do that, and I know that I can break it out and they can kind of feel it. So it's coming from a different space than a guy who's doing logic as his only method he has, and as compensation, and is ineffective. So what you do is you shift the focal point of your awareness. You shift it into this space where it's emotional. Okay, we get it emotional, and it's like you just go with what it feels. So as I'm saying, like the fairy jumps out of the cup, and I'm just going with emotions. Okay, I'm bringing out my inner like Hollywood party chick essentially. Just go with the emotions of it. So as you're talking, retrain yourself to just say whatever you feel, almost like a little child. Okay, you can go back to it. Now I've set the bar quite high for you here. I'm like emotions, the child, go, right? It's hard to do. It's hard. I've done it countless times. So the major keys, don't compare yourself to me. Stay in your own lane. Do the shitty version. Suck at it. Just give it a crack.
All right, so go back to how I wake up and come back. Okay, let's do it. So I wake up in a...
First in your voice. Hey!
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 What's your name?
Bruno.
Do it. Bruno! 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 Bruno!
Blitz!
Good. Okay. 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 When you do this, remember we're doing this in layers. We're learning in layers. What was the first layer? I'm in your head. Say I'm in your head. That's the first layer.
I'm your head. I'm my head, actually.
Okay. Fair enough, right? That's why you're here to learn. So if you weren't in your head, you'd be at home you know, with some bitches, right? But now you got to make us your bitches. So here we go. Say I'm in your head to the group.
I'm in my head.
He said I'm in my head. Okay. Okay. I'm in your head. Say it to them. Like what we did earlier.
I'm your head.
Louder.
I'm your head.
Do the yelling. Hip.
I'm your head.
Okay. He's congruent, but he's not, his energy isn't where it could be, right? Show me as loud as you can.
I'm your head.
Is that as loud as you can?
No.
Isn't it crazy? You're thinking as loud as that you can, but you're not aware of it. You can't hear it. Do you guys see how fucked up this is? You can't hear what's happening. You kind of know a little bit that there's more, but it's like, let it out. Hey!
Hey!
See that? That's better. Try again.
Hey!
Again. Again.
Hey!
Bitches.
Bitches!
Again. 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 Bitches. Okay. Bitches. 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 Okay, stop. Okay. All right. I'm in your head. Say it.
I'm your head.
Okay, good. Again.
I'm your head.
Again.
I'm your head.
Harder.
Is that one?
I think I might have confused when I'm having sex. Okay, again. Again. Again.
I'm your head.
Okay, now share the extra. Now, next layer. Head.
Head.
Better?
Yeah.
Maximum?
No.
Better though? Louder.
Head.
This is social conditioning. His mind is poisoned with social conditioning right now.
Yeah, probably.
Okay? Hey!
Hey.
Hey!
Hey.
Do it with them. Everybody. Do it with us so you feel that now we're going to put you back into the safety of the herd. Okay? You're going to be safe in the herd for a moment, okay?
Right.
Then, within the safety of the herd, see how it feels. Feel how it feels because you won't have the self-concern, and then preserve that, bam, when you're back in there. This is the key. It's like if I'm at a party where it's my fucking party and everybody loves me, and I see how I feel, I try to remember that and then bring that out in day-to-day life. It's like people that do like these like wild like hallucinogens, and they're like, I realize that the world is all one, and do it, right? And they're like, I gotta remember that when I sober up. Think of it like that, okay? So when you're in the group, that's like the mystical experience of being in the herd, and then retain it, and then when you come back, give that same energy, okay? Ready? You're in the herd, go as loud as you can in the herd. Everybody do it.
Right.
Hey! Remember how it felt. Okay, remember how it felt. Again, everybody. One more time and then you'll be the next one.
Right.
Everybody again. Okay, you can't be as loud as a group, but show your contribution that you gave. Better? Yeah. Give a hand. Okay. You're getting way better. Still not at max, by the way, which is crazy, right? But you're getting way better. Now share your story. Or let out whatever bullshit that you wish to let out. Like what I was doing. Whatever nonsense, just out.
So I wake up this morning and call my mom, and there was like an awesome conversation. Was like the best actually conversation I ever had in a while. And I went downstairs and I had like this amazing breakfast. It was like, oh my gosh, it was like so good. And then
make it sound even crazier. I had this amazing breakfast. It was so good.
yeah, it was so good. It was so fucking healthy. I felt my body was like having an orgasm or something.
My body was coming. Say that. My body was coming.
My body was like coming.
Now, do you see how much more engaging that is?
Yeah.
Funny enough, right? Okay, it's because you all want to fuck him. Now, more. Tell the next sentence and we'll work through it sentence by sentence. Keep going.
So my body was like, yes, you're doing a great job. Now drink some water. And
Okay, my body was like, you're doing a great job. Now go drink some water. Say it again.
Drink some water, motherfucker. And then water. Ready to fucking go exercise. Go exercise.
I'm ready to go exercise. Bam! Off to the gym. Bam! Off the gym.
Bam! Bench press. Whoa! Yeah. Fucking bench press, yeah. Now let's go fucking get better in the seminar. Let's go fucking walk. Don't be late. Get here. Fucking with your mind.
That's good. Give me a hand. And now, by the way, let's draw attention when he and we all do it to an extent. When he was doing this, what does that have to do with the earlier thing I was telling you about? And because what you're doing is great, because it's hard to, even with help, it's hard. But was that? Do you remember what I said? It starts with a G. Hey versus hey.
It's a gimmick.
Gimmick. Do you see what you're doing there? You're doing. Why are you doing that? Because you're trying to get out of your head. Because you're trapped in your fucking head, and you're like, I need to get out. So if you're like, I will do it, it's actually easier than I will do it. Right? It helps you to get out.
That's true.
It's interesting, right? So remember, do the with me. Hold the presence. Again. Hold it. We're going to do now, and then we're going to go, hey, as loud as we can at the end. Ready? When I do that, go, hey. Again. Hey! You see that? So, you see how easy it is to go, hey, like that when you get present? So the presence is like the antidote against the social conditioning that's kind of pounding you down. So it's kind of crazy, right? This is why in game, if you get a lot of social momentum, you just start going, you're like, I will fucking bury myself in so much action, it shuts off my thinking fucking mind, and you just start going, it gets crazy. It's like, say it on public speaking, right? And at first I'm like, talking, right? Well, then my intent, which was previously maybe all over the place, it was a little bit more divided, right? Like, I gotta engage the room and like all this shit, right? And then if I keep going, I'm like, right, and then I explode. So, but do you see that? So it's like, and sex is like that too, right? It's like pussy, ass, titties, please, pussy, ass, titties, sucky, titty, hot chick, feels good, and then you bust into your sandwich bag on your cock called a condom, and that's sex. So it's the intent, which is more all over the place, and again in modern society is pulling at our intent in so many different directions because a lot of modern society understands our biological, psychological mechanisms. So you have different consumer culture and different influences and social concerns, and they're hitting at you, and they're going, try it on Sam. Sam! 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 Okay, all right. Okay, so but you see what's happening there? And so what's going on is that pressure is hitting down on Sam, and essentially it's like, and you're up here, and it's like make up a fucking story, right? And it's like, okay, and then I'm like, watch this, and I'm like this. I'm like, your turn, And so what's happening is like, and there's the comparison, and there's that self-monitoring, self-judgment, comparison, and these are things that are magnified when approaching women because essentially you go up to a girl and there's all these cool guys there, there's this ego that you have and these self-expectations, and you go to try to open and you're shutting down. And when you're shutting down, you get rejected, and then that confirms that you're not going to be successful. And then you go to the next one and you hope that she'll leave because you don't know what you'd say. But you're not knowing what to say is because you're even more shut down from the previous approach because it went bad. So then it reinforces that what you have to say is not good enough. And that's why so much of our event today and the transformation we're trying to inspire in you is to stop letting that in and to get it more from out. Okay, we're trying to get it out. So we saw that the first major catalyst that we've got to hammer on you is instead of being like at the effect and then at the cause, You can get in there, right? It's that high fidelity communication. The next catalyst shift that we did here is we did uncoupling the words from the emotions. Hey! Hey! How you doing? Whatever feels good. Whatever feels good, you're gonna say. It's just gonna flow out. It feels good, it feels good, it feels good. Gonna do it. Okay, so we're getting you out of that. I did that in the car for like half an hour last night, and I taped it. You'll see the tape sometime. Okay, so when you knew RSD was going off the deep end, I see you're over there. You're like, that sounds cool. I want to do that. Okay, so that's when you're pimping. When guys are replicating what you're doing, you're like, this is how you pimp, and other people are like, okay. So I like the proactivity though. So you're like, I'm full out. So he goes behind the curtains. He's like that, like behind the curtain over there. So, okay, so now do you see, even when I make that joke about behind the curtain, what am I doing? I saw you lick your lips when I talked about the masturbation. No judgment. No judgment. Now, so, okay.
Start using chapstick.
Okay. And then the next one I'll be like, suck a dick, suck a dick. Okay, so now look at, but stop and think about it, okay? So we've made these different catalysts, we made these shifts, and again, you have that social pressure that's putting you into a box. So we're trying to wipe the slate clean here, and we're trying to get it, again, because we're in different steps here today, okay? We're going step by step by step by step. It's not just snap your fingers, we're gonna step through this, okay? We're gonna move through this. Now, again, first one, getting out of this like being so much of the effect and out. The next one, uncoupling the words and getting into feeling. That doesn't mean that you should lose your ability to go into a professional environment and speak concisely. Like, what's funny about me is I could be talking about some wild, outlandish shit 1 second, bam, we can go right back on logical, concise, and getting to the point the next second. So it's just different parts of yourself. It's different facets of yourself. I even try to include that in my videos. I'll put like a section where I'm speaking logically, maybe in a way that I'm trying to be inspirational, and then the next second I'm being fucking stupid. And the next second I'm back here. Or maybe in my videos, if you guys ever notice that maybe I'm out in nature, but then I'm in like some high society city environment, I try to show that to show the different sides, okay? So you wanna have different sides of yourselves that you can pull out, and you want it to be at will, not when you're reacting to others. Now, what we're gonna do, I wanna review the 2 exercises again before we go to the next one. The reason why is because it's so critical for me that you have these down, okay? So we've looked at them, and I want you to do them again. So we're gonna do the I'm in your head, full loud, then we're gonna do the quiet I'm in your head, and then we're gonna do the story. We're gonna do them again. And I'm gonna come in and check in on you, okay? I want you to go full out on this one, full fucking out, okay? Everybody up, back in your groups. First, the loud I'm in your head. You're doing actually like 8, 9 out of 10, but there's a book called Power versus Force. Force is like, I am in your head. Power's like, I'm in your head. Power versus force, okay? Just let it arise. Feel the word, feel the presence, let it out, don't filter, uncouple the words from the emotions. So look below the surface level communication. Look below the loudness. If you can communicate quietly, but with the same power as the loudness, that's the ideal. Got it? But the, hey! Feel the outflow and how it feels, but then without having to use the gimmick of the loud noise. Hey, what's up? How are you doing?
It's like narrowing your energy rather than splattering.
Exactly. Yeah, narrowing. Yeah, focusing versus splattering.
Right.
Okay, the next thing that I want to show you is the idea of elevating while staying in your lane, okay? And, okay, here's what we'll do. The next thing that we're gonna show you, actually, I have a couple of different ways I can lay this out. I think the best way to lay it out to you will be this. What I want you to do is I want you to go for your next, okay, so the first exercise, what we taught you was getting clear in your intent. The second exercise, what we wanted to teach you is free association. So the first principle, clarity of intent, is that alignment in your thoughts, words, and actions. The second one is based on a concept that I like to call entitlement. And what entitlement means is whatever you think that you're entitled to is what you'll probably get. So imagine that you know, you go into your mind right now and you think of what quality of woman you deserve. When you see that quality of woman, you'll be able to speak in a fluid way to her. But if she's too high, you'll be stuttery. And if it's too low, you'll be disinterested. You guys see that? So, entitlement is essentially, you walk up to a girl, and how much can you walk up to her and be free-flowing? How much can you walk up to her and be okay to take up her time and space? Now, if I start speaking nonsense, and it's to a group of people who I think are above me, what will happen when I speak nonsense? This is the key. If I walk up to a group, say I walk up to a line of presidents, of world leaders, and I start saying a bunch of nonsense off the top of my head, I'll feel like I'm wasting their time. And they will sense that I'm wasting their time through a subtle dynamic in my behavior. Okay, I will be self-questioning. I'll be self-doubting. But if I feel like the people who I'm speaking to would love to hear whatever I have to say, then even with nonsense, I can hold that same confident pitch, tone, and flow. Think about that for a minute. On a beautiful woman who you think is too attractive for you, what you'll be inclined to do is walk up and question every little thing you say about whether or not it's good enough. Now, in a professional position, that's a good thing, because when you're speaking to your boss or to a client, they want specific results or information. So in that case, you want precision in communication, and you want to be concise in your communication. And what that says is, my subordinate here is reporting to me in a very concise and precise way. So I'll keep paying his check. That's the dynamic that you want with your boss. With the client, you own a fucking business. Do you think that when you own a business, you don't have a boss? Did you guys think that?
Or your boss.
You guys are my fucking boss. You do get that, right? I'm your bitch. Everybody point at me and say bitch. Bitch! I am. Here I'm up here leading the seminar. You're thinking that I'm the dominator. I'm your bitch. You bought me to be your bitch for a day. And I'm gonna suck it all day long. Okay? So, stop and think about this. Everybody has a boss. Everybody. So, if I come to you guys to deliver, information, I'll come up here and I want to deliver information in a way that registers with you, and I really think about that. But with a girl, I don't care about getting precise information into her mind. I care about the dynamic. So in a lot of ways, if you go up and you're just free-flowing and fun, the irony is that if you can do that in a way that's congruent and just flows and has that kind of authority and coolness and swagger behind it, that actually shows even more that basically you're kind of like, not like in a bad way, but like in an attractive way, that you're above her. Do you think a beautiful woman wants a guy who's below her? Okay, she wants that guy who's wow, amazing, right? Like a beautiful woman wants her boyfriend or a guy she goes home with, she wants to view him in an amazing light. So the dynamic in the communication, the subtleties in the sub-communication between you and the girl are more important than the words themselves. So when you're entitled to that girl, you're able to go up free flow without thinking too much or reacting too much. You're able to take up her time and space without overthinking it. See, when you walk up to a beautiful woman who feels too attractive for you, you'll be hesitant to call her over. And when you talk, you'll be trying to think of the perfect thing to say. But when you're free flowing, hey, get your little ass over here now. Who are you? And you just start talking about whatever you want. She's not feeling the words so much as the dynamic between the two of you. And when you can free flow, she's now seeing that you're comfortable. She's seeing that you're at ease. The demonstration that you're free flowing actually shows her that you're that dude. Now, by the way, that same dynamic can be conveyed with very chill, non-free flowing conversation, right? You could just be like, what's up? And it comes in a little staring. It comes in what you call a conversational vacuum. A little conversational vacuum can create the same effect and dynamic as free flowing. We're gonna do the vacuum later in an exercise format, but do you see what I'm saying here? So there's different things that show the dynamic between the two of you. And whatever way that you get that dynamic, it doesn't really matter, okay? You can get that dynamic by owning the conversation But how else could you get the dynamic as a side point? By making her qualify herself to you. By making her sit there, putting on the little fucking song and dance and fucking pony show to hold your attention, to get your approval. So it can go in either direction. You could just be fucking kicking back, letting her qualify herself to you. And that little vacuum where you take a pause winds up sparking her into self-qualification. Have you ever found yourself in front of someone who kind of just sits there chill? And the more chill and kind of like, not indifferent in a negative way, but they're just they're so at ease around you that they're kind of unresponsive that it triggers you into trying to impress them. Anybody ever had that experience? Have you also had the experience where someone walks up and they're just owning the conversation and you're just kind of, yeah, like that, and they're also owning like that? So either way you can convey entitlement, if you think about it. But what we want to look at is how to free flow. And the way that we do that is we unhinge that little point of needing the emotions to correspond with the words. That's a catalyst, okay? To catalyze the change. Is that the word, catalyze the change?
Yeah.
It is? Thank you. I just started using the words catalyst when I was teaching this format. Okay, so to catalyze change, is that the word? Yeah. No one even fucking knows. I don't know either. Okay, to expedite the change? Thank you. Okay, to catalyze or expedite the change, to produce the change. This is what I get for using these fancy words. All right, so, okay, the catalyst for the change is that you understand that little point. So right when you understand that little fucking point, boom, unhinge the word from the emotions, and now you can free flow. Got it? So you got to remember that. You felt it. You have felt it by doing it. Remember it, okay? Now, the next thing that I want to do is I want to talk about strength of reality. Okay, so it's whoever has the stronger sense of reality, whoever pings less to the other person, they win as far as what's called frame control. So if I were to say bring somebody up, let's say that I bring up a few different people. We'll get a couple different things. Okay. So think of it this way. In your mind, you view yourself as an attractive guy and as the prize. A girl who's with you is lucky to be with you. In the girl's mind, she views herself as an attractive girl and she is the prize. And a guy should be chasing her. Whoever's frame is stronger, both people are going to believe it. You follow? Whoever's strength of reality is stronger, both people will believe that. So your frame should be as an attractive, grounded, masculine presence who's on his path in life, who shares great energy, and who any girl, if she's thinking straight, would have a great time with. And hey, if a girl is not having a great time, maybe you're not her cup of tea, fair enough, she's probably missing out, you're happy to move on. That's an example of a frame that you could have. Okay? Now, the key here is that you want to be in your lane. So, I want you to think of it like you're in your lane. And when you're in your lane, you know right where that sweet spot is of what your lane of communication style is, and then you amplify it. Okay? So, if I try to copy some other public speaker's speaking style, and I try to be them, I come out of what you call my strength zone. Say that word with me, strength zone. Strength zone. Your strength zone is your natural mannerisms that you built. So, I speak the way that I speak. If I speak the way that I speak, I will stay in my strength zone. But if I try to, the truth is I'm actually pretty fluid at this point from all the shit that I do. But if I try to be somebody that I'm not, or to react to somebody else, I fall out of my strength zone. So I'll have, I want to keep different people popping up. I will have you pop up. Okay, so pop right up here. Now, what I'll say right now is I'm in my strength zone, I'm in my lane, and I got swag for days, okay? I'm in my, felt kind of weird to say. Okay, I'm in my strength zone. I am in my lane. I got swag for days. Now you say it.
I'm in my strength zone and I got swag for days.
Okay, he started slight fluctuation and then went into the strength zone actually, funny enough. I'm in my strength zone, say it.
I'm in my strength zone.
Was he as much in the strength zone there or no?
Yes.
Again.
I'm in my strength zone.
Okay, now take that and amplify it.
As in volume or energy or everything?
Just. I'm in my strength zone. I'm in my because first you might amplify it using gimmicks like I am in my strength zone because you're forcing it and then it forces the presence. And then, I'm in my strength zone. 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 Right? So you see that my voice is popping out here. I'm in my puberty zone. But you know, if you see this, okay? I'm in my strength zone. So you can start it hard, but then you can smoothen the energy. Try.
I'm in my strength zone.
Harder. Do gimmick. Just fucking force it.
I'm in my strength zone.
Force it. More gimmick. More. Just hit your hand. Move it.
I'm in my strength
Power
zone.
move.
I got swag for days.
Okay. Harder.
I'm in my strength zone. I got swag for days.
Harder.
I'm in my strength zone. I got swag for days.
Okay. Now smoothing it.
I'm in my strength zone. I got swag for days.
Okay. All right. Now. Okay. You guys see that? Okay. Have a seat. Give me a hand. Okay. Now. What we'll do. Let's get you up here again. Pop up again, because this will be a follow back to what we were learning before. Okay. What we'll do right now, I'm going to say, my reality is stronger than yours. Say it back to me.
My reality is stronger than yours.
Is he better than before?
Yes.
Yeah, good. My reality is stronger than before. Or no, or I don't know. Sorry. Sure, do that. We'll go with that.
My reality is stronger than before.
Great. Okay. Now, I'm speaking right now, and my energy is above your energy. My energy is competing with your energy and shutting down your energy.
My energy is competing with your energy and shutting down your energy.
Okay, now who's at a high, now I think he's way improved. Who is better?
Still used to.
It's still me. How much improved is he? Like 1,000 times, but I've still got it. Now, watch the tweaks. Okay, I'm competing with you. Say it.
I'm competing with you.
Okay, I'm talking over you. I've got to be better than you.
I'm talking over you. I've got to be better than you.
Okay, now keep saying it over and over. Try to hold the crowd's attention. I'm talking over him, I'm better than him, and just keep doing it. I'm gonna show you some distinctions here. Watch this, okay? We're gonna compete right now. You gotta try to beat me, okay? You gotta fucking beat me. Don't let me win, okay? Don't let me win. You're you, I'm me, so because we're different, you can't let me win. It's bad. If you let me win, bad shit's gonna happen. It's gonna be bad. You are you and I'm me, and if I win, you are diminished and I am augmented, okay? So you've gotta beat me or you are diminished, okay? So now, just try to command the group, okay? Say I'm commanding the group, I'm gonna beat him. Fuck this guy, okay? Try it now. Just start saying shit about how you're dominating over me. Just say it to the group.
I'm commanding the group.
I'm commanding the group right now.
Beat him.
I'm gonna beat this guy
cannot stop
easily.
me. He does not.
To be
have
honest,
the
it's
energy
pretty
to
much
beat
effortless to beat this guy.
I'm more powerful.
I don't have to make any effort.
He doesn't have
and this dude is
anything
just
on
shut the fuck
I
down.
can just shut this guy
Okay,
down
stop.
easily.
Okay, so this is way powerful more than before. Who had the more strength in this case? You. I still have it, okay. Now, that being the case, is there a way that we could make one little tweak, one little catalyst, that we could get it to where he actually contributes the same amount of energy as me? Now, I've been doing this for years, and he's been doing this for a few minutes. What tweak could we make? You might be able to guess. It's not volume.
A gimmick.
It's not the gimmick.
Tone at the end.
It's not the tone. We're gonna go deeper, okay? We gotta go deeper. It's the frame it's coming from. It's not in the technique. It's in the frame it's coming from. It's the mentality behind it that's gonna make the difference in where it's coming from, okay? Here's what it is. Can anybody guess now that I've said that? What's your guess?
Pretend he's an RSD instructor.
That's actually a good one that we fuck with. Okay, that's good. Any other guesses? It's not even that. What is it?
He tells you to try to beat him.
He's a fucking.
That's not bad though, because then I'd be in reaction to him. That's a pretty good point. You're all making good points. But let's think about this. What did I say earlier? I am me, you are you, and you will be diminished if I win. Bad stuff will happen if you can't beat me. So you better fucking beat me or bad shit's gonna go down. Now, look at that frame. What kind of frame is that?
competitive.
It's a competitive frame. So right now, his energy is fighting against my energy, okay? But what we can do is we can switch it. And we can say, I am you and you are me. We're the same person. And what we do together is collaborative. So you know like when you're talking to a girl, you're trying to frame control her and trying to win. But if you actually view it as collaborative between you and the girl, you're co-creating chemistry together. The frame that you're gonna come from is completely fucking different. Because here's the thing. Here's the truth, okay? While you're up here being judged, supposedly, in fact, everybody, every single one of you guys watching him right now, even though he's being judged, secretly, what do you actually think of him right now? It's fucking amazing. And why you're thinking it is because, fuck, I'm sitting here, I'm probably too scared to even be up there. That would suck. I kind of wish that I was up there because I'd be getting more value. Fuck, that guy's probably getting more value than me, even though I'm fucking sitting here. I wish he would choose me, even though I wish he wouldn't. Everybody kind of feeling a bit of that? Yeah. Right, I'd be feeling, that's what I'd be fucking feeling. Same thing. So, if you think about it, everybody here already thinks you're fucking awesome. Nobody's comparing you against me. I'm a fucking teacher, man. Nobody's comparing you. In fact, if anything, you guys are looking at me like, Owen's just doing his little bullshit job he does all goddamn day, and this dude's actually fucking bossing the fuck up, is what you're looking at. So really, if you think about it, the contrast that we're creating here is actually teaching everybody in the room. What are you guys learning by seeing the difference in the communication? Are you learning stuff? Are you learning, yes or no?
Yes. Yep.
Is he helping you to learn right now?
Yes.
Is he offering value? Even when he doesn't even match up to my energy, is he offering value?
Yes.
Is he competing against me, or is he collaborating for all of us to learn? It's a collaboration. We're on the same team. It's not I'm you and you're me, bad stuff's gonna happen. I'm you and you're me. You're me, I'm you. We're on the same team. You understand? We're on the same fucking team, okay? We're the same fucking, do you see how he smiles? Okay? You see that? See how much happier? What a happier world that is? We're on the same team. Tell them we're on the same team.
We're on the same
team.
We're all
on the same team.
We're all here working together. We're trying to figure this out, get this sorted together. It's stronger when our energy is combined than when our energy competes.
Great. Come over here. Good. See that? Walk forward. Say we're on the same team. Tell them.
We're
on the fucking same team.
We're
on the same
together.
fucking team.
We're on the same team.
This is a collaboration. We're on the same fucking team.
We're working together. We're doing this. We're on the same team.
We're gonna pull this shit
We're
together.
pulling this off. You know, we've been here for hours. We're getting this piece by piece. We're working together. We're on the same team.
Okay? Now tell everybody, let's bring energy. We're on the same team. Just do it with me now. We're on the same team. Do it. We're on the same team. You guys hear that? Yeah. Closer to equal? That's the closest that we got to equal so far. Now what'll happen, and here's where it gets funny. Now that you know that we're close to equal, your ego kicks back in and goes, we're close to equal. Yeah, now I can get him. That's what the human brain does, right? It's like you're in the club, you're vibing with everybody, having so much fun, made out with like 10 girls having fun, and then you're like, wait a minute, I am cool. You know, right? And then you're like, watch this. You know, and you go up to the next one, blowout, then you get blown out for like a month. It would used to happen to me. That shit used to happen to me. I'd go I'd have this like epic run for like a month, and I'm like, I have become the coolest, right? And then for like another month, like just blowout, just girls rejecting me left and right. Because what happened was, it's like I had this self-image that got inflated, and then as my self-image inflated, I'd be walking up to girls, and what would happen is I'd be trying to get something from them, which is reaffirmment of my new super cool man identity. And it's a dirty energy, essentially. And I teach this stuff not to be woo-woo or something like that, but because I had experiences where I'd spent a month going out 7 nights a week just getting annihilated. And I couldn't figure out why. I was like, why am I in this fucking dry spell for like a month? Like, God, I killed to shake this off. It's driving me crazy. I'm trying so hard. I'm not getting the result that I want. It's fucking pissing me off. And I'd go through that, and what I realized over time was I was in this competitive frame in the club, going in there trying to beat people instead of a collaborative frame of just going in the club, the music's on, everybody's having fun, everybody's there to have fun. Maybe some of the girls have boyfriends, maybe some of the girls, you know, aren't gonna go home with you that night. Some will, but you can have fun with everybody. You're all making this great energy together, and then the girl's like, oh, this is this cool guy who knows people and is having fun with people. He's having fun with me. He's inviting me to go eat. I'll go, sure. Okay, he wants to go check something out back at his crib. Okay, whatever. Oh, we're gonna have sex now. Well, we're having so much fun tonight. Why not? So that's the frame I want you in, is the collaborative frame, right? We're collaborating. Tell them.
We're collaborating.
We're collaborating together.
We're collaborating together.
We're collaborating.
We're collaborating.
Okay?
We're collaborating.
Say, I am the group.
I am the group.
I'm 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 the group. I'm the group. I'm the group. We're collaborating.
And he's happy now. You see that? Smiling. Okay, it's a weight. The competitiveness is this fucking weight. And it sucks you dry. It sucks the fucking life out of you. Okay? It's like you're trying to get this energy and get this result. It's sucking you dry. So you let it off and collaborate. Do you remember how whenever we do stuff within the herd, when we all do it at the same time, it's easy? Do you guys remember that? How do we get to that point where it's easy to communicate like that, but by yourself?
Hold on to that feeling.
Exactly. You hold on to that. It's a change in belief about yourself, who you are, and how you relate to your environment. So rather, like if we say, I am the group, say it right now, everybody. I am the group. 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 Now say it. I'm the group.
I'm the group.
Say it.
I'm the group.
Say it.
I am the group.
Say it.
I'm the group.
Say it.
I'm the group.
Let me tell you something. If you don't say it collaboratively, everybody's gonna think bad of you. Everybody's gonna think that you fucking suck. And you will ruin the vibe that everybody was created. And you will be alone, isolated, and destroyed. Okay, now say I'm the group.
I am the group.
What's happening?
I felt off.
Really? Do you feel that?
Weird stuff.
But let me ask you something. Are you gonna be destroyed?
I'll be okay.
It's true, isn't it? If you go out and a couple girls reject you, are you gonna be destroyed?
I'll be fine.
You actually will. Because if you combine all the rejections of everybody in this audience, I probably have 20 times more from my years of going out. Do you think they've hurt me or helped me? They've hurt in every way possible. Like little knives in me, little knives. Okay. You guys ever see me do skits like that in free tour? I'm like little knife, then I roll around on the ground. Just made that up. I was so proud of myself when I did that. So if you're in the group, if you have a frame that you're here to collaborate or create an energy together, then what happens is your frame is I'm here to share. It's a sharing frame. So when I go into a free tour as an example, say I've got a couple hundred people there, I have two different mindsets that I can come in with. One mindset that I can come in with is like, okay, they're all here to judge me. I'm being judged. And if I feel like I'm being judged, my energy is trapped up in my fucking head and I'm trying to give a concept and I can't think of what to say. And then I can't think of what to say, so the crowd gives me this dumbfounded look. And then the dumbfounded look makes me nervous. And now am I in an upward spiral or downward spiral? Who here's ever been out at a night in a club where it starts to go bad and you're trapped in a downward spiral and you go home dejected out of your fucking mind? Really? You there, really? Okay, so what's happening is that we have to get into an upward spiral, right? And so what happens is that when you're collaborating, when you're not in a competitive energy, but you're in a collaborative energy, what happens is you go into an upward spiral. Because that same power in your voice of, hey, when everybody's yelling, you'll have that when not everybody's yelling. You'll have it solo, by yourself, because it feels the same. What it also does is gets rid of a lot of this fucking heavy fucking ego that guys have. And you know, some people will say, you need ego, a healthy ego. And I'm not taking away from that. I'm not like, trying to get you to, become the Buddha or some shit, okay? But you could kind of get a little slice of the Buddha if you like. And the slice of it is basically getting out of this competitiveness and coming from a place of offering. See, what used to drive me when I was younger was I was like, I will run, hey, you don't sit, you will listen. I will run the best pickup company of any pickup company ever, right? And then I'm like nervous all the time, stressed. I'm struggling through videos and shit. As I get older, I'm like, hey, there's a lot of guys that are trying to learn this stuff. I've gone out a lot of years and I want to share that information. So if I'm the group, then what benefits the group benefits myself. Likewise, when I go to a club, I spend a lot of years socializing. I've got a great free energy. I am the club. I am the club. I'm going to give great energy. I am the club. The great energy is already there. You're just obscuring it. When you look at him, do you believe that there's just as much great energy in him as what is in me? You guys are like, no. But seriously, serious question. Honest question. No bullshit question. Is there just as much great energy innately in him as in me? So is it that I have more energy, or is it that through what I've learned and sharing here, I've learned not to obscure it? It's in you already. Okay, it's in you already. But the question is, are you obscuring it? And is it called obfuscation or something? I don't know. I'm using these big words today. Okay, I don't know what's going on with me. Okay, I got to get back on books, not audiobooks maybe. But okay, so if you obscure the energy, the energy is there. Your default state is happiness, but you'll obscure it chasing these fucking phantoms, thinking if I just got these shoes or if I just got this house or whatever it is, then you're chasing phantoms. You're thinking you'll be happy, but what it really gives you is like a dopamine spike, essentially, right? You ever buy something new, you get kind of this dopamine spike off it, and it's not real present energy. On the other hand, you can still own a lot of nice things, but when you're coming from a present space and you share, what winds up happening is you go into like this almost like law of abundance, where you're sharing, and because what you're doing is so fucking good, you wind up getting paid more, or you're sharing your energy at the club, and what you're doing is so fucking good, you get laid more. So ironically, even though you're doing it just to share, you get laid more. Ironically, even though you're working to share, you get so good at what you're doing that you get paid more. And then you wind up with all this fucking stuff and girls and all this crazy shit happens. Now, some people can get too woo-woo with it. They're like, if I just stroke my energy all day long, I'll fucking get like all this shit, right? And it's bullshit. It's like there's a combination between hard work, disciplined action, self-reflection, and continually improving, right? And that's the hustle. And hustle is real, and this game is real, son. You know, it's like that's the hustle. But there's also the other side of it, of the space it's coming from and what's driving it. Do you want to have unlimited energy behind your hustle, or do you want it to be this kind of sucking energy that you get something you want, it goes good, then it goes bad, and then you're pissed, and your head is being thrown around. So what I'm passionate about this, like some guys will look at me, right? Like guys that make a lot of cash or fuck a lot of girls, or some guys will look at me who have the desire to make a lot of cash or the desire to fuck a lot of girls, and they'll say shit like, you know, Owen's like talking about just like give value. I don't give a fuck about that. I care about pussy and my money, son. My pussy and my money. I'm like, how much pussy are you getting and how much money do you have? That's the funny thing. They're like, I'm about this. Well, okay, but how's that working out for you? It's like guys that will say to me like, you know what I'm about? Closing sales. You know, and I'm like, well, how's that working out for you? You're the cheesy guy just going up to people trying to get something out of them and you're getting rejected. So even when we talk about these happy concepts like, I'm the group. I ain't the group. Not me. I'm the pimp. You know, like all this shit. The solo pimp man, you know, like whatever the fuck. But it doesn't work. It's not, it can work. Look, any action works, okay? Because most people, they're not taking any action at all. But where we're coming from here, there's when coupled with massive action and building of skills, it can be incredibly effective. So who's gonna be more effective? Think about it. The guy who goes in the club with the perfect technique, but coming from this competitive frame, and then his energy is limited and he's stifled down. He executes the techniques, he's executing the techniques, but the energy's off. Or a guy who's maybe a little bit sloppier in his game, but the energy's great. Well, when you're seeing what kind of energy is grabbing your attention while you're watching the seminar, take note of that, because that's what the girls are feeling. So you don't have to have perfect game, but it's the underlying frame, okay? So what we'll do right now is we're gonna get you guys to get up, and I want you to fucking scream in each other's face first, fuck you, I don't know, not fuck you, how about fudge you, whatever you choose, okay? How about just like, you know, not even fuck you, how about this? I'm the fucking man, I'm fucking better than you. You can suck my fucking dick. I'm fucking better than you. I'm amazing. I'm awesome. First, you're gonna do that. And then what we're gonna do is you're gonna just do, we're awesome. We're the fucking shit. We're gonna share. We're gonna have an awesome time. We're in the same group. We are the same, okay? And just see how it feels differently. And I want you to notice the energy in you, okay? Hop up and do it now. I just want you to physically feel it. Hop up. Up we get. Sustainable. You'll feed off it. It's not this exhausting, even if it looks dumb, which I get. But you see my point, collaborative. What mindset, up until today, were you going into these clubs with, for being honest?
The first one.
Right? It's hard not to think like that. Do you know who conditioned you? Yeah, me against the world. Me against the world, right? Weird side note about energy. dark energy like that, it actually can work. Guys like Tupac had a lot of energy. I got to be honest with you, right? He did. But something that one of my great coaches and mentors taught me is that whenever you have dark energy like that, there's a bill to be paid at the end. So you might rise for a while, but then there's a bill to pay at the end. So look at the movie these are just movies, but just to think about it. Who here has seen Casino? So you remember, it's like that dark energy. Yeah, but what happens at the end? Like that, right? Or the movie Blow, or the movie Scarface, or Wolf of Wall Street is hysterical. I mean, these are great shit shows to watch, but you don't want the ending to be your life, right? Like Boogie Nights, hysterical, but it's a shit show. Even a great one, and these are like guys I grew up idolizing, is NWA. Who here saw that movie? Yeah. Straight Outta Compton, right? It's amazing, right? But what happened at the end? Do you want to be that at the end, right? So what you'll find is that in the same way that forceful, combative, competitive energy, it actually can give you power. Did you get force out of it? When you're like, I'm the best. There's force, right? But you might not be getting power. There's a great book called Power versus Force by, I think it's David R. Hawkins. And the first 3 chapters is all about this like arm test that they do, and like he like puts the arm and like makes you tell the truth, and if you're telling the truth it'll hold, and like if you tell a lie it like goes down. And it's like, I think it's like 3 chapters on this, right? This is the unfortunate part about some of these more woo-woo books, right? You're kind of reading it, you're like, okay. I did the audiobook of it, which I thought was great, but you're like, okay. But starting around the 4th chapter, it gets hot. And the first 3 chapters, he does make some points worth reading. And basically what he says is that power, it's like, think of it like, this is how I like to describe it. Think of it like you have a sailboat, and you've got a sail, and you've got the oars. Force is the fucking oars. Maybe sometimes you need some fucking force, okay? Maybe that can come up. And it's a short burst of energy that has eventually the bill to be paid, which is it depletes you at the end. If you get flooded with this kind of low vibrational force, some people might call it negative energy. I don't know if you call it that. Is any energy really negative, or is it just different? I don't know. Okay, wish I could tell you. I don't know. Some people would say that it's not that it's positive or negative. It's just different. But some people would think of this like negative energy, and it could be a way of putting it. And so that negative energy of beat people, competitiveness, that kind of thing, it can carry you, that force, but there's a bill to be paid. And a guy like Tupac, I'm just guessing here. I don't fucking know. It could just be a coincidence, but he really fed in a lot of ways off of that from what I've seen. Even though I actually idolize the guy in a lot of ways. Like he's amazing, I idolize him as a communicator and whatnot, and what he could bring through him. So sort of like, kind of like Eazy-E, one of my great role models as well, as bizarre as that sounds. And yet, he had pros and cons, right? He's a man. We're all men, right? And so you can bring that through you. But what's the payoff? When they got that much low vibrational energy, or whatever you'd want to call it, what's the payoff? Is their lives. Then again, there's perfectly innocent people that have died too. So I don't know if that analogy truly holds or not. It's getting a little bit into pseudoscience, if we're being honest. But it's a way that I personally like to think about it. So essentially, when you're using the oars frantically, it can get you from point A to point B, but there's a depletion at the end. Versus when you're coming from power, that's like you just throw up the sail and you let the wind carry you. You still have to engage with it. You still have to turn the rudder, don't you? You can't just sit there. You still turn the rudder. You still stay focused on where you're going. But there's a power that's there. Whenever I'm going to come up in public speak for many hours, what's weird is you might find that I'm getting more energy from it rather than less. What's going on there? Essentially, it's like I'm still steering the rudder as I'm talking to you guys. Do you guys see that? I'm still continually steering the rudder. But I just want to let the energy come up. I'm here collaborating with you guys. I am you. You're me. We're collaborating together. I recognize that we're in different bodies, but we're coming together in a collaborative energy. And what happens is that my energy goes up and up and up and up. My biggest challenge with teaching programs, like the boot camps that I teach at nighttime, is I can't sleep after. I'm so wide awake. I'm smiling. I'm happy. I'm so buzzed that I don't want to go to bed. And I have to make myself go to bed and train myself to do that. So I had such fun the other night. I got kept awake until 10 or 11 in the morning, actually, that I could normally shut it off, but I struggled to shut it off. It's that fun for me. And the reason that it's so fun, you want to know the 3 secrets to it? There's 3 major fatigues that get you, okay? The first one is decision-making fatigue. Should I or shouldn't I? Watch this. You walk up to a girl. Should I do it? Should I not? Should I do it? Should I not?
Is that burning energy?
Yeah.
What if you just went, fuck it, just go say hi? Who cares? Nothing that bad would happen. The second one is persona fatigue. You're putting on this fucking song and dance. You're trying to force it by being someone other than yourself. And it's exhausting. Who here's ever been playing a persona on a pickup for hours and you're exhausted at the end? Who here's experienced that? The last one is self-judgment fatigue. After it all doesn't work, then you start judging yourself. So I'm always trading guys. I say to guys, when I see you in an interaction with a girl, particularly on the first night of a boot camp, I say on the first night, I'm not looking as much at how you are in your interaction. I want to see how you look when you get out of your interaction. When you come out of your interaction, are you like, meh, that sucked? And I quiz you, right? I go, how was that? And of course you're going to answer straight, you know, because it's kind of a trick question. So you're like, oh, it didn't go good. And I go, no. Who the fuck would have the balls to do what you just did? How many guys sober would do what you just did? You also gained momentum. And I want to train your mind to find something funny about it. So I train guys when they go into an interaction, go in, and when you come out, I want to see you smiling. I want your selective focus to attune on something funny about that interaction. And I want you to view it like 1,000 out of 10. Why do I say like 100 out of 10 or 1,000 out of 10? It's an irrational number. It's kind of irrational to say that went well when it didn't. And yet, if you view it that it went well, what happens to your mood? If you look for something funny about it and you view it like it went well, what happens to your mood?
It goes up.
It goes up. And then what happens the next set? So I don't give a fuck about your little Mr. Spock logic. I care about the next fucking set kicking ass. Like, but objectively, it didn't go good. Objectively! Well, what did go good about it? You went in. It's kind of funny. You express yourself. Look, if you got two kids, one's retarded, one's not, do you love them both the same? One approach retarded, one's not. You love them both the same. It's your action. And when it's your action that you love, now you've taken the power, now what you've done is you've taken the force off of the girl and just her acknowledging you for giving approval, and you said that my own action itself is where I get my joy. And maybe you got blown out the last set. Ooh, it's bad and wrong. But the next one, because you're in a better mood, you get her. Or maybe the next, or the next, or the next. So your night is going up and up and up. Again, what are the 3 fatigues that we remove? Critical here. 3 fatigues that we remove. What's the first? Decision-making fatigue. Remove it. Just open for 2 seconds, for God's sake. Second fatigue. Persona. Okay? It depletes you. See how here today we're focusing on the power in our communication? The persona is actually what depletes it. It's so crazy. That's why I say get in your lane. Do you remember I said earlier, get in your lane? If you're right in your lane without persona, there's your power. And the last one, what is it? The last fatigue. Self-judgment. So if you get rid of self-judgment and you view them all as good, now what's happening? With each open that you do, you're gaining energy off it because you're taking action. It's fun. Every interaction, you're being yourself, so it's not depleting you that way. And then after every interaction, you're viewing it as good, so your mood's going up. And what I basically do is I just go from girl to girl, even mixed groups of guys and girls, whoever, and I'm having fun with everybody. And now I'm the cool guy in the club who's just having fucking fun doing what he wants to do. Instead of the guy wandering around the fucking club trying to get approval. You ever been the guy wandering around the club trying to get approval? Yeah. What happens to that as far as upward spirals or downward spirals? It's a downward fucking spiral. So I'm trying to tweak you here, okay? I'm trying to wake you up and get you out of that and tweak you. What I want to do next, though, and this is an interesting one. Okay, so let's look. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the principles we covered, and then we'll go to the next one. The first principle was what? Clarity of what? Clarity of intent. The second one was what?
Free association.
It's entitlement. Free association is the catalyst. I'm getting very nerdy here. Okay. The principle, the first one was clarity of intent. What's the catalyst? The catalyst is learning how to talk without filter. The second one was entitlement, which means that you can talk without any judgment of yourself, essentially. What was the catalyst? Uncoupling. We uncouple it, right? Uncouple the emotions from the content. The third one was what? What's the third principle? Strength of reality. How strong is your reality? What's the catalyst for that? Collaboration. You don't need to beat. You collaborate. You guys follow this? Okay. The next principle that I want to teach you is principle of presence. Okay, and what presence means is that you're not in the future, you're not in the past, you're right here. You embrace the present moment. And what that does is it really gets you to your core of who you are, and it gets it to where you can respond to situations almost seamlessly. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go into a meditative state. Who here's ever tried meditation before? Okay, now when you meditate, do you sit there for 20 minutes in pure presence every time? What happens during meditation? You start thinking, right? So what I want you to do here is I want you to go into a meditative state in a group of 2, 3 if the groups are filled up. But from there, what you're gonna do is when a word comes up, you're just gonna say it. When a word comes up, you're gonna say it. When a thought comes up, you'll say the word. There's 2 rules. One is don't associate off the environment, and the other is don't associate off the previous word. Let me explain. Don't go ceiling, floor, chair, Tyler, light, chair. Like, don't do that. That's my 3-year-old does that, okay? And he's pretty good at it. He's like, Daddy, right? Okay? Don't do what my 3-year-old does. Number 2, don't associate off the previous word like red, blue, green, yellow, black. Again, my 3-year-old does it, okay? If you do that, do you go, oh, I fucked up,
No, you're not in the present moment.
You know, you're judging yourself. Just like when you meditate, if you think, you don't go, I fucked up. You just let it go. If you make that little error, just keep going. Now, I'll do it now. Watch. Go into present state, whatever thought comes up. Hot. Sky. Sandwich. Jet. Cat. Nikki Taylor, a model from the 90s apparently. Beach. Car. Hunting. Jackrabbit. So I associate a bit, fuck it. Jetstream. Relax. Epic. Okay, what am I doing? Why did those words come out in that order? I just relax in my mind, let it come up. It's like the magic 8-ball exercise. You know, you shake the magic 8-ball, see what comes up? Here's why I'm teaching this to you. The first exercise that I taught is to be a powerful communicator. The second one that I taught is to create a dynamic between you and the woman where you can kind of just say what you want and she sees that you're the high status male. The third one I taught to give you a massive amount of power so you're not having approach anxiety anymore and you can be collaborative. You see that? This one here, I want you to imagine that you're lying maybe in a maybe you're sitting in a restaurant with a girl who you pulled. Or maybe you're lying in bed with a girl who you haven't had sex with yet, but you're chatting. Or maybe you're just chatting in the club. And you're kind of just free and just letting the words come up. This is one of the things that I treasure about game and even about polling. It's actually one of my favorite parts. For a lot of guys, their favorite part is the sex. And I love having sex, but let's be honest, if it's a random girl, you're using a condom. So actually, I love the whole process. You guys see that? When you really enjoy the whole process of game, that's a beautiful thing. You're gonna crush. So I enjoy the whole process. I enjoy having sex with a girl with a condom at the end of the night. It's nice, it's novel, but really I love the whole process. So one of the things I love is just like sitting with a girl at a restaurant and just free associating. Just like it's almost like a moment where the woman's purpose for you right there is to help you to let go. Do you see that? She's actually helping you to let go, not to be so stifled and up and just let go. And then in sex, she helps you to let go. So she actually helps you to let go in a lot of ways, right? My old girlfriend, when we fuck a lot of times, she'd just be like, baby, just like when I'm about to come, she'd be like, just let it go, baby. Just let it go, baby. And I'd be like, okay, you know, and I'd just come, right? It would trigger me a lot. But that same let it go, do that even leading up to the sex, just let it go. So when I sit here, right now I'm not letting go because I'm going with I got the rudder going, right? But now I'm just gonna let go of the rudder completely. Total freedom, okay? Socks, green, capitalism, sucky, wucky, and then mucky, hot air balloons in the sea. What the fuck is happening here? Where's this coming from? Just let it go. And what happens is you get conversational with the girl and you just chill with her and she gets in this very free state with you, and then when you go to escalate sexually, it's very natural, okay? Natural. Sometimes I've had students on boot camp that pull with me, and we wind up like in a hotel, and they're like him with one girl in one room, and I'm in one bed, and I'm in like another bed with a girl, and they just see me free associating, and students are like, it felt like a dance. They're like, I couldn't stop listening to it. It's just like this, it's like beautiful, you know, it's like kind of crazy. I wish I could record it, but I'm not allowed to. But, you know, because you're in a private room, but you see the point. So just let it be free, okay? So you're gonna sit down in a group of 2, still your mind, and then just let whatever wants to come up. No judgment, no thought, just let it come up. Quick question?
Do you keep your eyes open or closed?
I like to do open, but it's your decision.
So
Okay.
each person, like, we taking turns? Or
Take turns, exactly. Have a seat. Let's go. Does your mind feel, do you feel indifferent and still right now? Or is there like an outcome, like I've got to get a certain thing?
Yeah, no, right now, I'm trying
Try to not even look chill, just be chill. Like right now, am I chill with you? I don't need to make like this chill face.
Yeah.
I could just be chill. Okay?
So yeah.
Okay. That's good. You're doing good.
I think I'm good. I'm feeling happy. Happiness is coming out of me a little bit. Like I feel like I'm not worried about anything.
Yeah, because it's collaborative.
Yeah, it's collaborative.
See how it builds on itself?
Yeah.
The collaborativeness facilitates
It's like he's my
an
friend
easiness
now.
of communication.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's very seductive when you're in bed with a girl. Because you're
We're
like,
on the same team.
exactly. And then you're really on the same team.
Each other.
And then you're really in each other. Then she's in your head and you're in her head or whatever you call it. So just when you're doing it, you don't even need to make like a chill face. Just
I was just meditating, just
Okay.
thinking of words as soon as he came up with the next one. I was just
Okay.
associate something. Yeah, that's all we were doing.
So are we supposed to be thinking, or are we supposed to just
let it come up.
Just-
I want you to imagine you're in bed with a chick and it's just coming up. See how I just like even as I say that I start laughing?
Yeah, that's cool. Turtles.
sand,
Ducks.
clouds?
Sky.
And there's no pressure, by the way. It's like you take as much time as you want.
Sword,
Cows.
moon,
Grazing.
stars.
See, that's good. See, and see how you fucked up, but you laughed and you're okay with it.
Yeah.
That's key too. It's like you don't want to have tension. You want a relaxedness
course.
in the communication. Okay.
Girls.
Documentaries.
Look up. Maintain eye contact.
Oh, it's my turn? Okay. Yeah. Eyes. Red. Lost.
Okay, now as you're doing it, you don't even need, see how right now you're keeping kind of a still face? Look at me. See, you're not even ready to break it. Good, you can smile. You're allowed to smile. See, do you see that tension you're holding there?
Yeah.
So you can be chill, but you're just like, red. You know, just talk like normally, like how you talk, but just whatever. Okay? You're trying to be chill again, I saw it. See? It's loud, let it out. The point of this is to let it out.
Black. Green. Space. Sand.
Let it out.
Ocean.
Let it out.
Sky.
Let it out. Let it.
Blue.
So the distinction that we made here was that I noticed that a lot of you guys would be like, trying to be like Eckhart Tolle or something, like the red, the cat, the grass, right? And you're like doing that. So that's cool because you're learning how to like let your mind relax. It's interesting, right? So when I do a free tour, for example, like I go up and I literally have to loosen my mind and just let whatever comes up, comes up. Could you imagine doing like a 2-hour talk for a couple hundred people with nothing prepared? To be fair, I probably have like, things that I've said before. So it's not, I wouldn't quite call it nothing, but it's unstructured. And what I literally have to do is train myself to just, it's almost like you're taking a shit and most people are like, yeah, yeah, and they're clenching their asshole. And basically, social conditioning is so fucked up that it trained a generation of men to walk around with their fucking asshole clenched and walk through like 90 years of life like this. That's like most people, 90 years of life like this. Stop and think about that for a second. That is so fucked. And that's the modern state of humanity, walking around like that. It works for the system, but it maybe doesn't work for you. So what I would ask you is, can you let go? Can you relax? When it's time to relax, can you relax? Drugs are so fucking popular because people can't even let their fucking mind relax. The first time they can let their fucking mind relax when they get high. They can't even have that experience on their own, but it can be achieved. So you can relax, you can free associate. The way to do the exercise best is actually just to look how you'd naturally look and just let it out. And that way, if you're just having a conversation, you just let it out. Do you see how I can take a pause here and come back into my own energy? And then I can talk again. When I take the pause, does it draw you in more, or does it make you tune out? We call that a vacuum. You see that? That's called a vacuum. The pause, paradoxically, you would think that you lose the girl, but you actually get her more. And what most guys are doing, you'd almost call it like a proactive Well, or what most guys are doing is like, it's like reactive. It's like, if you just talk enough, if you just say enough stuff, the girl's gonna stay, she's gonna stay, she's gonna stay. Keep her there, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, blah, 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 right? And they're in this frenetic, erratic, antsy energy. But ironically, when you stay within your own energy, even if you take a pause, oftentimes the girl will want to qualify herself to you. It's actually a trigger of self-qualification. What happens is that you're affecting the dynamic between you and the woman. So even though there's less stimulus, it's tilting the dynamic that you're that high status man. You catching this? So when I'm getting you to still your mind, I'm trying to allow you to be able to pause and just say what comes up as you please. Bring that camera here, I'm gonna show you this. Put it on my face, okay? Just like walk right up in my face. So it's like, you can sit there, and when you pause, you're not losing anything. You're paradoxically, in some ways, gaining. It's like you let go to gain, even though you would feel that you lose. It's like when you compete, that competitive frame. Remember earlier we talked about being too competitive? And when you let go of being competitive, you'd think that you lose your status. But when you let go of being competitive, you actually gain. You catch that? Is it trippy? It's funny how that works. Because the status dynamic, as I'm sitting here taking my time and my energy, it's actually a moment to share my energy with you. But you're paying just as much attention as what I'm hammering you with stimulation that I'm right up here from the front. I'm hitting you with stuff. But look at your attention span. Look at the energy and where it's flowing. So I can do the pause. And even though it's not reacting to needing your attention, it's proactively holding it there. So when you go on the girl, hey, see those little movements in my eyes? What's your name? And that can be even 100 times more effective than fucking getting in there. But it can be fun to get in there too. Sometimes I open with, hey, hey, come here, girl. That's a good dog. You know, shit like that, right? Get your little ass over here now. Hey, we have both. Do you see that? We have both. You could go in either direction in the interaction. It's where it comes from, right? So sometimes speaking quickly, it can come from a space of reactiveness, frenetic energy, erraticness, and desperation. Other times speaking quickly can be to share something in a way that keeps everybody captivated and it spikes the energy in a positive and collaborative way. So, you know, if somebody starts speaking quickly, are they getting pumped up? Are they raising the energy for everybody? Yeah. Or are they doing it because they're trying to make a point and they're trying to get it out? Where's it coming from? So you gotta be aware of that. You can speak quickly if you want. I speak quickly all the time in my events if I'm urgently trying to share some great info, and it's not gonna hurt my status. But I can also do events where I could just sit there and chill. And people would say, what did you think of that event? And you'd be like, that guy's really relaxed. I felt good after it. Maybe you wouldn't get as much information, but you'd see more about status dynamics and how to carry yourself. And the way that you do the pause, follow me here. This is critical. You gotta be aware of this. One way is you're antsy and then you go and you do a pause. You see that? That doesn't create a vacuum. When you're in your own energy, you're relaxing and you're sharing that energy.
I can feel it.
Can you feel it? And just me smiling, now you start to smile. So I could have said the perfect thing to make you smile, like the dick is caught in the chicken joke. Or I can just share the energy. And that's why a vacuum is beautiful, because it triggers the girl to want your approval because she loves your energy. Okay? But it's a tricky one because it's a nuanced point because it depends where it's coming from. And, you know, I could imagine that, you know, if you teach this, some guys just like, you know, walk up to me on the street like, hey, Owen. You know, and that'll be my new life. Right? Like all these guys, I'm like this, right? And I'm like, why are they doing that? I'm like, oh, that video I released like last year, damn it. So.
You're talking about the point of interaction when you guys start vibing with the girl or whatever, and then like, it's just like, I don't know, it's a cool moment. I think I know.
Well, what it is that you're in your energy, So you're not really wanting anything from her, and so energy is emanating out rather than a pause where you're trying to get her to react, and she can feel the difference. Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say that like I've done like stand up like twice, and one of the things they told me is like slow down your set. People will listen to you more, and it's not like the only time I've heard that either. It's like so like when you slow down your set, people pay more attention to what you have to say, and people get like the information a lot better.
They can, and here's the thing though. See, some people will say, be sharp as a tack, get out the information. Others will say, take your time to listen more. I like both. I don't want to be stuck on either. I want to be able to speak quickly, get to the fucking point, hammer shit out, offer information, blow your fucking mind. But other times I want to relax you and get you to focus. When I walk up to a girl, I might hammer her with emotions, or I might dial it back and keep it simple. And I can do entire pickups like that where I would just be chill, calm, and then she's qualifying herself to me. Let's go deeper on strength of reality. What we're gonna do right now is I want you to get accustomed to speaking even when other people are trying to break your reality. So what I wanna do right now is actually get you to start talking about some of the lessons that you got here today. Literally just start naming them out. And then what you're gonna do is as you're naming them out, 3 of your buddies are gonna give you complete shit. They're gonna make your life fucking hell. Do you remember when we did the exercise? Remind me your name again? Chris. Again, do it. Chris! 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 Okay. Chris. Okay? So remember we've been doing that today? Talking about social pressure? We're gonna ratchet that up even worse. Okay? What we're gonna do now is get in Chris's face and be like, you're short, you're wearing glasses, look at that crossed arms, that's bullshit. Like we're gonna hit him, hit him, hit him, hit him. Not hit him, but you know, hit him. So what we're gonna do is in your groups for about a minute a pop, you're gonna say what you've been learning. For you guys at boot camp, say what you've been learning on boot camp. And then your partners, what they're gonna do is they're gonna hammer you. Now, a couple of rules. Don't touch any orifice, okay? If it's an orifice, don't touch it, okay? No ears, nose, eyes. Don't be poking a guy in there, you know, anywhere else you can think of like that. Likewise, don't damage their clothing permanently. Like, don't be like, ha, dump mustard all over you. Ha, don't react. Don't do that, okay? And don't hurt him. Okay, so if I see a guy with like, you know, getting his eyeballs gouged out while being kicked with the mustard dumped on him, that's not what we're going for here. But short of that, go fucking crazy. And what I'd say to you is, are you helping your buddy by not putting pressure on him? No. Fuck no. You're gonna have so much shit thrown out at you when you're out there. Fuck all that. It's better to put the pressure on hard. So if I see a guy's being lifted up in the air, tilted upside down, yelled at, tickled, like anything like that, get him, okay? So I'm gonna get you guys to start this, and you're all not gonna do it hard enough. You'll be like, you have a red shirt, huh? Yeah, it's red. Okay, fuck that. Get him, okay? Go all out. I wanna see fucking mayhem in here, okay? What I wanna do is I wanna give you the experience of social pressure, ratchet it up so high that you felt that in you so intensely that it's virtually nothing whatever you'd encounter out there, okay? So I want you to have the actual trigger point right in that sweet spot so that you're used to holding your ground and just pushing forward. Now, even as they're doing it to you, what are some things that we taught you here today? Look at what we taught you here today. How to use your voice. Hey, you can still stay in that lane. The free association, loose talking, we taught you that. The underlying frame of collaboration. Hey, it's just an exercise. Who cares if they're doing that? It's just an exercise for all of us anyway, right? So use those things that we taught you today, put them together, and just bam, 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 bam. I learned this, I learned this, I learned this, I learned this. Stay in your lane, amplify, and instead of them pushing the energy on you, push the energy back on them, okay? So again, we're doing this not because when you go out, you're gonna have like 4 grown men fucking screaming at you. We're doing it so that whatever environment you go into, you can see the sweet spot of what it takes to hold right in your zone. Okay, everybody up. How did you guys enjoy being under that kind of social pressure?
It was amazing. I found myself losing my friend real quick.
But the tickling thing, that's kind of hard.
Okay, now, do we see where the tools that we learned today come into play? So what we're doing is we're stress testing the lessons that we got today, because what we did today was we installed the tools that you need, and then from there, we're stress testing it. So what do we talk about? This is about more than just game. This is actually about walking out of here at the cause and not the effect. So again, hey, Owen, group, bitches. Bitches. Okay? So, okay. You do that very well. So, you see what's going on here, right? So, again, we're stress testing it. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to imagine that you knew for a fact that you would die in a car accident tonight. How much would you go all fucking out if you knew that this was like some crazy experience that you're gonna have before you're dead? How much would you fucking go? You'd have no ego invested in it. You would just fucking do it, okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna go even fucking crazier right now. Because what's gonna happen, that's right, what's gonna happen is we're gonna clear the chairs out and we're gonna get in a circle where everybody's fucking yelling at you while you give your lessons, okay? Everybody's gonna be fucking yelling at you while you give the fucking lesson. So I'm gonna ratchet up the fucking social pressure so high that parts of your brain are gonna be shutting down, and I need you to use the tools that we've been hitting today so that you don't get at the effect and you are at the cause, okay? Up now, move the chairs off to the side. Yeah, do you remember I told you this to start today? I was like, this is gonna get pretty crazy. Okay, now are you seeing the principles here? There's principles which we're trying to catalyze to create change in you, okay? We're trying to plant seeds in you that can get you into an upward spiral. Now, there's so much social conditioning, so many fears that we have, like these crazy fucking fears that we're trying to push through here today. And can you see why these, like that force that we're looking at just now, can you see how a subtle, much less dramatic, much more unnoticeable, but subtle and continual and systemic pressure is being put on you like that all the time in day-to-day life? Yeah. Can you see what I'm saying? Yes. So the goal here was to try to crack that, okay? Is to try to crack that. We want to send you out of here with a transformation. And what that means is, I want you to understand how to communicate, free associate, create humor, talk off the top of your head, be free, flow, walk through the world with ease. Fundamentally, I want you walking out of here at the cause and not the effect. So that is why we're hammering you with this. Now, you've seen a lot of hidden camera footage today, and you've watched the different guys, myself and other instructors, doing these full pickups, and this here is providing a context for the type of mentality or sweet spot that these guys that you're watching, these instructors and myself, are in. So when you're seeing us going up to a girl and shaking hands and chatting, and you're thinking, where's that sweet spot that they're in that allows that to work for them? We've been trying to show you where those are. Ability to communicate, get into the head, relax, associate, lead, be at the cause, not the effect, no concern of social pressure. Essentially what you call a fucking alpha male. What you guys are getting a taste of is the mindset, the feeling, and the type of existence of an alpha male. And you're seeing where those triggers are. You're also getting a taste of the pressure that is shutting you down. And rather than it being unnoticeable, what we're doing is drawing your attention to it in a very over-the-top, kind of cartoonish, dramatic way that's a little bit ridiculous. But essentially, the next time that you feel pressure when you're out in your regular life, you fucking remember these exercises. You see what you've been through, and you see what you can do. Now, the last part of it, to finalize the transformative work that we've done here today, is to teach you how to just draw a state from within yourself. Make yourself laugh, make yourself feel happy, and not worry about a goddamn thing. What I want to do is remove the power from people who are trying to influence you or trying to get at you, or from external forces, really. Because I don't think anybody does it so much on purpose, but it just kind of pans out like that sometimes. You know, I don't believe in these conspiracies of a man twisting his mustache behind the scenes, but what I do believe is that the system kind of just works the way it works. Oftentimes works for the benefit of the system, and I've never been trying to change a whole system or anything like that. All that I've ever tried to do is reach out to people for whom the system didn't quite work and want to look at things in a different way, okay? For me, I tried to work within the system and be the perfect chode and get the perfect khakis and dress the perfect way and say the perfect things. And I was unhappy, I was in lower consciousness, I certainly couldn't meet girls, I certainly couldn't reach my professional goals or even just my personal goals of feeling how I want to feel or living an authentic life. So the last piece of this, for me at least, the way that I like to think about it, is the ability to just entertain your damn self. And that doesn't mean that you can't go to a movie or go buy a nice shirt or go to a nice restaurant or enjoy consumer culture. There's lots of beautiful things out there that I'm sure we'd all love to enjoy. But at the same time, you can do that from a framework of just enjoying it on the periphery of your life rather than that being your whole fucking life and always being at the effect of different forces that are coming at you. So anytime that you want to do something nice to enjoy yourself, get a nice home, go somewhere nice, whatever it is, I want you to be coming from a standpoint where you can enjoy it, but you don't need it because you fully have internal emotional self-control. Does that sound good? Sounds good? This is the hardest exercise that I do. This is the hardest one. And what it is basically get yourself to start laughing so that you go from a logical headspace into kind of like a laughter type headspace, bam, right off the bat. You're gonna do it with people watching you, right? So it's a little bit hard to do. So what I want you to observe here is that the human mind, you have the ability to rock the fuck out. You don't even realize it. You have the ability to just start laughing your ass off. And you can alleviate so much fucking stress doing that. Because part of how social conditioning gets you is a lot of time you're not laughing enough, you're not smiling enough. And your laughter or smiling or just enjoyment of life is dependent on reaching these external standards that you spend your whole fucking life trying to reach. And it's great to reach those standards, I'm not discouraging that, but again, I want you to make the proactive choice to reach them if you want to, not because you're getting a cookie that society has conditioned you on. So I want to unprogram that, I want to deprogram that from you, and I want you to be free. So what we're going to do here is we're going to train you to make yourself laugh, and to really laugh, and to really let off stress, because what I've noticed is in my hardest times, and I've been through many hard times in my life, a lot of time if I just go out to the damn club, laugh with my friends, have a good time, I go home, not with the problems being gone, the problems are still there, but with a renewed and fresh perspective that I have what it takes to solve those problems. So I want you to be able to go default back into that state, okay? That's what I want for you. So we'll wrap with this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the way that essentially you get yourself laughing. And when you can get yourself laughing, we call that self-amusement, you can easily get women laughing. But it's the hardest exercise I'll do all day. It's actually really hard for me to do. It's predicated on two things. One is letting go, which we talked about. Everybody loves it when you let go and you merge in the group. The other is your actual pattern of thought. I am currently in a logical pattern of thought. My goal is to deliver this seminar to you with the most concise and precise format that I'm able. I am continually monitoring what I'm doing to make sure the information gets into your head. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna shift gears. I'm gonna shift from getting the information into your head into a playful state. So currently my mind is doing this. Like that, you know? Make this point. Make the fucking finger point. It's not that precise, by the way. Yeah, I'm just giving a rough idea. you're like, learn this, okay? You're like, this is the secret, right? You're having some fun with it. So you're gonna change it to this. It's like that. Silly. That's what you're changing it to. So your thoughts are just like that. Do you remember earlier some of the ways I was talking? Right? So you gotta change it. Now, it's the hardest exercise I do all day, because essentially what's happening is you're shifting gears. Once you're silly, is it easy to keep being silly and having fun? Yes. When you're logical, is it easy to keep being logical? Yes. The hard part is fucking changing gears, isn't it? Right? Like you've seen me everyone here today has seen me be crazy and silly. And everybody here has seen me be logical. But to shift gears on a dime, that's very, very tricky. This is funny enough, by the way, as a side note, guys who will work hard on their professional life, career, or business often think that when they make enough money, they'll start getting girls, right? What's so funny is that in my career, when I've actually sat in the house for like a year straight, just working on building the business, oftentimes what happens, I'm so logical, I go out to the damn club and I can't shift gears. And I can't attract women very easily because I'm so fucking logical. So people will sometimes say to me like, oh, it must be easy for you, Owen, to attract girls because you have a confidence that comes from running a business. And I love the business, right? So I'm not regretting doing the business. I love the business. And to understand this clearly, just because I teach pickup, some years I didn't teach pickup as much, right? I just focused on the business side of it, or maybe did coaching, but wasn't doing a lot of demo. And it's funny, my game's pretty hot right now, actually. It's kind of cool. It's fun to be there right now. I'm single right now. It's pretty crazy. But in those years, it was tough to do. And so guys will say to me, oh, running the business, that must really help you to get girls. That's the lie that social conditioning tells you. Go on the fucking hamster wheel, and when you eventually get to the end point, the girl will be waiting. But that's not been my experience. My experience is that with money, you attract the wrong kind of woman. Typically girls that are older. I'm cool with older girls, but girls who are older and they're choosing you, not because they're attracted to you, but because you can provide a lifestyle. And that's disgusting. Do you want your fucking wifey, mother of your kids, or girlfriend to be attracted to you because you're providing a lifestyle and she's mooching off you while she fucks the mailman behind your fucking back? That's disgusting. And even myself, as I've succeeded, it's amazing to see the type of women that I can sometimes attract when they see that, and it's gross, okay? It's all wrong, it's gross, you feel used, you feel dirty. It's not like, I mean, it sounds funny, you're like, oh, I feel dirty, I sound like a chick or something, but trust me, when you see a girl who starts asking you, are you rich? How much money do you make? And literally sizing you up to just sponge off you, you're like, hold the fucking phone, sweetie. You're not gonna fucking sponge off me. Are you kidding? It's fucking weird. So it doesn't mean not to build a stable lifestyle. You wanna have kids, you wanna raise kids maybe. I mean, if you do, you know, you wanna have a stable lifestyle, but who do you want it for, guys? Who do you wanna have financial success for? Yourself. See, guys will say, oh, Owen says don't worry about your money to get girls. He's saying don't care about money. That's the furthest thing from the truth. Health and money are so critical. What I'm saying is that what a lot of guys do is they put women at the center of the puzzle, and then it's like health, wealth, you know, game, or you know, whatever else. What I do is I say put yourself in the center, and the side point is game, financial success, your health, spiritual happiness, you know, things like that, right? You're at the middle, not the girl. Like I do spiritual pursuit for the girl. I benefit I work on my finances for the girl. What the fuck are you talking about? The cool thing about game is you can be broke out of your fucking mind, storm out to the club, and fucking fuck some chick to get off a little stress. You realize that? When I've been the most broke, the way that I actually let off stress is I go, fuck it, I'm going to the club and I go get laid. That's the one thing you can do when you're broke, is go get laid. It's kind of cool. And how do you do it? Well, what I often say is, walk up to a girl, try 2 different opens. I'm trying to chug tea here to get the last bit out of my voice. One is, hey, it's nice to meet you. My name's Owen. You know, I run a business that's been featured in the Inc. 5000. I've worked very hard to be responsible and to discipline myself my entire life. I've got around 100 staff. I've taught live programs in 75 countries and 165 cities around the world. I've read a lot of books. I've really worked to become an emotionally balanced, good human being, to be a great man for a girl someday. And I just thought you're really beautiful. And I thought I'd ask you if I could take you out. Now, as a man, we wish that would work, of course, right? So that's one way that it can do it. The other way is to walk up to a girl and go, horsey, 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 like that. Which one do you think is more likely to work as an opener? The fucking horsey dance, okay? There's something that feels a little stunning to realize, that the fucking horsey dance opens better than the first thing that I just said and going through all that. The horsey dance is a lot more low investment, isn't it? But see, right? Like I don't have to do all that to get a girl. I just do the horsey dance. So what is Owen saying? Is he saying fuck professional success and just do the horsey dance? No. All that I'm saying is that rather than putting the girl at the middle and then doing finances to get the girl, realize that you're at the middle, the girl's here, finances is here, health is here, spiritual happiness is here, et cetera, whatever you'd want to call it. Be successful for your own reasons, but don't delude yourself into society's misbeliefs that when you reach a certain point, then you're gonna be good with girls. You'll be good with girls when you can walk up to them, relax, chill, kicking it, dominant, fun, and leading them home for sex. That's when you'll get laid, okay? Not with this other fucking bullshit that society tells you and conditions you on. So we'll wrap with this. So what I gotta do right now is I've gotta do the hardest thing that I do all fucking weekend. And I gotta shift my brain from logic into emotion. You guys catching this? I gotta shift my brain. It's hard to do. But the way that I do it is using the principles that we learned today. So the main thing is letting go. Now, what did we say was the main gimmick that we can use to get into the moment? There's gimmicks that we can use, you remember? Things like this, jerky movements, motion, hand gestures, movements, things like that, right? And what that does is it overwhelms the thinking mind until the thinking mind shuts off. So your mind will resist. So say that I just start like doing this, I'll resist. And here's what you'll notice. When I do this, here's thoughts that I'm gonna start having. And this is from my social conditioning, it's the poison in my mind. The first thought is when I do this is my scarf gonna fall off? Is my jacket gonna fall off? Am I gonna look stupid? You see that? Like when I was new to a lot of stuff like this, you know, I'm balding, right? I might be like, if I lean back like this, will they see my bald spot? Who here has areas on their body that you're even afraid for a woman to see? You see what I'm saying? And that look at people throwing their hand, that was crazy, right? Like, I take a girl on a date. Is it your penises, by the way? Just kidding. Okay, one guy's like, okay. So, like, when I was first going bald, I would go on a date, and I'd be walking a girl on a date down some stairs, and I'd be like, shit, maybe I should like put her in front of me. Anybody here ever felt like that? Like shit like that? Some part of your body or something about you, your car, your house, something that you're trying to hide? It's crazy, right? So as you go like this, you're feeling, just even if I start moving, I feel, my first thoughts are, you know, is my scarf gonna come off? Is my jacket gonna come off? What the fuck do I look like? How fucking stupid do I look? I'm not being Owen. Now, the reason why this happens is because when I'm being Owen, I've cultivated this identity so that the herd will accept me. Do you see that? Do you remember how we feel safety in the herd? Go like this. Stop. See that? You're in the herd. There's safety in the herd. You can easily go, but the herd's all doing it, right? On your own. But now, if you just do it by yourself, try doing it by yourself. He did a good job. But you see how he clenched his eyes just ever so slightly? You're almost having to re-remind yourself how it felt in the herd in a way. Yeah. Did you feel that? Yeah, I did. It's funny, right? So what's happening is that you got to remember, like I said, remember how it feels in the herd, and then change from being the little me doing the exercise in the middle to I am the group. You guys see that? I am the group. Say it now. I am the group. You follow? Okay. So, it's crazy, right? So what we're doing, it's essentially a Zen concept. Do you guys get that? It's a Zen concept. It says that you're a part of everything and everything's a part of you. That's where this I am the group thing comes from. And what it means is that it doesn't mean to go into group think. It doesn't mean to go into social expectations and whatnot. In fact, trying to meet social expectations is like you're the little me. It's like you're afraid of the group. When you are the group, you can just share. So again, how do we think logically? What is it? How do we shift into playful self-amusement? Like that. So what you'll see is you'll see me kind of shake my body around, right? You'll see me kind of fucking around. And at first you'll see me stuck. You'll see me trying to shift my mind. I wish I could make them laugh. I gotta try to shift my mind. You'll see me do that. And then it's only once I need to crack the shell. Bam! Crack it. And once I've cracked it, at that point, then I am the group. And then you'll start laughing and having fun with it. Okay? Can we do handheld, Alfonso? Okay, so, well, now sip. Hardest exercise I do all week. Alfonso, grab a camera and handhold it. Okay, so here we go. So again, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shake. Why am I doing the shake? What did I say about it? What's this? It's gimmicky. And yet, just because it's gimmicky, is that bad for sure? No. It doesn't mean that any time that I want to loosen up in my life, I have to like do this. But it is a way to quickly with the whole, because it'd be very rare that you'd walk into a group like this and have everyone staring at you while you self-amuse, right? What we've done here today is extremely like over the fucking top, like amplifying this in preposterous ways to make you aware of it. That we're doing it in these preposterous ways that you would never see in real life to make you hyper aware of what's going on. So again, like if I just start to go like this, oh fuck, my jacket's gonna come off, right? You guys see that? Really, this is just gonna be me like with my dick out by the end or something like that. Okay. So again, I've gotta just like fucking like, I gotta like just stop fucking caring, man. And I just gotta like loosen up. But see, have I been able to do it yet? Or am I still stuck in linear? Do you see that? Right now, I can't make you laugh for $1 million. Think of all the times I made you laugh today. Think of all the free tours where I made you laugh. But if I try to make you laugh right now, like, hey, I can't quite do it. I was getting you guys laughing at the back of the room effortlessly earlier. Why can't I do it now? I can't. I literally can't.
You don't feel it.
I'm in logic. A lot of time when you're chasing money, it's so, the pursuit of money often I'm so fucking logical. You go to game a girl, can't even put a fucking smile on her face. So why I'm passionate about this is because for me, I want to have professional success, but I still want to be able to go out to the club at the end of the day, switch gears, and enjoy the company of a nice girl. Okay, do you guys see that? So RSD, like what most people do, is they either become a fucking degenerate and fuck all these girls, Like, do you guys have any degenerate friends who just fuck a lot of girls? It's crazy, right? They fuck a lot of girls. Do you guys have any professional friends who barely get laid or their wife is unattractive? Do you see that? How fucked up is that, right? So, what's that? Most of your friends, right? So, that's why I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about this exercise, both because of that, because I want you to have professional success and to teach you to be a well-rounded guy, but at the same time, be able to fucking cut loose and have fun and attract women. And it's not that going crazy in front of a group attracts women, but it's the ability to be silly and fun just when you're chatting that attracts women. Again, we're hyper overemphasizing in these exercises with a magnifying glass, basically, microscope. And also, though, another one for me that I'm passionate about is drinking. You guys know I'm a non-drinker, right? I drink, my version of drinking is tea. So, that being the case, I'm passionate because I don't want you to need to drink in order to meet girls. And I don't want you to have to fucking be a degenerate to get laid, okay? I want you to learn how to switch gears. So the sweet spot, again, you use those gimmicks that we talked about earlier today. And with the gimmicks, you just get in your body and you gotta get as silly as you can and shake yourself out of logic. But what's gonna happen is you're gonna be like, I wanna get them laughing. Fuck, how can I get them laughing? Well, as soon as you're saying, how can I get them laughing, what's happening?
Then you already can't
What you
get
played,
them
lost the game.
because you're reacting to them and you're not as a cause, you're the effect.
You're at the effect. So that's where the subtleties come in here, right?
You're not being authentic.
It's inauthentic, you're at the effect. It's everything that we don't want to be. Can anybody relate to this for when you're trying to make a chick laugh at a club?
Yes.
And you're stuck?
Yeah.
And then you're like, and then most guys, what do? How do most guys get out of this, by the way? What's the way that 99% of men get laid, guys? Alcohol. They fucking poison themselves to shut off their brain because they can't do this. They physically, not even like figuratively, literally poison their brain. That's how fucked up social conditioning is. That you've got to poison your fucking brain. Poison it to shut off parts of it to have fun. You've got to poison it. You've got to inject toxins into your brain to have fun. That's how fucked up social conditioning is. Look, if you want to have a drink, but have a drink knowing how to make yourself laugh and have fun, and then you just chose to have a drink. But what I see is most guys walk into a club, what's the first fucking thing they do? Shots. They need it, and it's a weakness. To me, when I'm seeing it, I'm going, I get it. 99% of people do it, no judgment. But is that fucking mental control? Is that mental strength? So that's why we come here, okay? And we do this dumb shit. But as dumb as this is this as dumb as poisoning yourself to get silly and have a good time and party? Maybe it's dumber, I don't know. But the point is, maybe it is. The point is this, right? And by the way, why is that line even funny? What was funny about it? This wasn't a super funny line, but why is that line moderately funny? Because I'm doing this, and then what did I do? I scrambled it. You guys see that? It's like, oh, maybe it is dumber. See, that's I'm going logical, and I scramble it. So logic is this. Humor is a twist. You ever heard of the law of threes? You're like a banana, an orange, and a monkey. You ever heard that, like that concept? Right? It's the law of threes. It's like a train, a plane, and a shark. And everyone's like, oh, shark. Okay? So it's because it's a little twist. Even if I explain that like, and then everyone's like, ha ha ha, a shark, people don't laugh. But if I do the accent, what am I doing? Like the imitation, just like that, right? So that's where the humor comes from. It's the ability to, bam, do that. Now what happens over a night is you do this until you've got so silly. It doesn't mean that you got to be a clown, okay? It's like, again, this is a microscope. It's not like the RSD method is like, go crazy in a circle. Although funny enough, it's a lot more effective than being a chode, sitting at home typing and then going out and asking questions. Actually, you could get laid from it. Anything that creates energy, you get laid from, but it's not like that. Rather, what it is that we're putting it under a microscope. What it means, you could be talking to a girl, fucking chill, but if you know where to tweak, bam, you bust a joke out. And she's like, oh my God, you're hilarious. You guys ever seen infield footage from me or Julian where they're saying you're hilarious? It's because we know how to be just sitting here and then drop it. And what they admire is that you're an alpha male who makes the choice when to get silly and makes his own choice, essentially, which means he's a fucking stud rather than at the effect of society and can't break out of the mold. Is this beginning to make sense? I'm trying to really paint a picture for you here. Okay, so, all right. Okay, so, okay, I gotta get a little fucking crazy here. Okay, so it's like, will they laugh? Now, why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? I'm scrambling, but it's also a gimmick. It's a gimmick, right? It's like, hey, hey, hey. What starts happening? Even just when I did that. It's okay. Yeah, that's true. But I start smiling, but hey, hey, you guys see that? So it's the break, right? You're getting the break. So I just, hey, 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 hey. Now, as I'm doing it, part of my mind is like, should I go up to him and like do this thing to make him laugh? I still feel myself doing that. You catch that? It's when I stop doing that I get funny. You see? Give me a second. This has been a long weekend. Okay. Maybe I should not be able to get it today. So if I can, I'll get you doing it, and then I'll feed off your energy. Okay. All right, so I'll do it for a minute. If I can't get it, I'm going to get you guys start getting in on it, okay? So, you see what I'm doing here? I've never done this. Like, every time I do it, it's different. So what's funny is every time it's different. And sometimes I can get really funny. Today I'm struggling, but like, what's funny is as I start doing that motion, my thought is like, fuck is this weird? You know, right? Like, I'm like, what the fuck what am I doing, right? But it's kind of coming through you. Does that make sense? So you have to let it come through you, and you have to get out of the way. Because when you're doing this, you're kind of in the way. So you want to just let it, God, I'm tired. Okay, just like, let it get control, okay? And like, I can start making like, acts like, okay, you're gonna hop in with me, come on. Okay. And do any version you want. It doesn't have to be like me. Okay. Like that. Okay. Hop in here. Let it go. Okay, so think you can handle approaching a girl tonight? Okay. Have we stretched you far enough that it would be a little easier to approach a girl? You know, a 5'3", 110-pound girl? Could you do it? Could you handle it now? Could you do it now? Could you think of what to say? Could you be funny? Could you handle the social pressure? Would it be hard? Would it be crazy? Would it be a little silly? I believe it. Now, when you see, you guys have seen a lot of videos from me, right? Now that you've attended this, do you see a little bit more how I'm able to public speak the way that I do? Or crack out jokes or just bust on riffs? So it's because I practiced this for several years. So again, we had the principles that we learned here, okay? The principles, every technique you learned in pickup were met under the principles that we taught. You could put them somewhere in there. You know, maybe there's some miscellaneous ones we missed, but you know, the general idea, okay? So anything that you learn from RSD videos or on your own through pickup, you could get through these general principles. Now, what we had to do was understand them crystal clear, and we have to get a catalyst to put the magnifying glass on them and let you see it for what it is. And we came here together because, I mean, you can watch this from home, and it's like, whoa, okay. But when you're here, you can feel the energy of it. And we're trying to put you through different experiences and push you and stretch you. You remember at the start of the day I said it was gonna get kind of crazy, we're gonna push you, we're gonna stretch you? We push this because it's one thing to watch a video, and it's another thing to watch a video and then get to actually experience the mechanics behind it. So our goal here, like I said, was to teach you the core principles of game and then to catalyze a change. And what we try to do is plant a seed that can grow after the program and get you out of this fucking downward spiral. We identified a lot of downward spirals today and push you into an upward spiral. So think about how these different skill sets, internalized principles, and new abilities will change your life as far as how you're gonna carry yourself, whether it's at work, in your goals, in understanding a true sense of authenticity in yourself, with your results of girls, when you go out to game girls tonight, and so on and so forth. And the major shift that we've tried to put into you is a shift from being at the cause to being at, from being at the effect to being at the cause. I want you to be the white pool ball, not the colored pool balls. I want you to be a swimmer in the ocean, not a log just getting pushed around. So what I've done is I've tried to think of every pressure that would be put on you in this and try to give you tools to push through them. And I tried to stretch you emotionally and fuck with you emotionally and use the group to fuck with each other emotionally, but to basically push you so far out of your comfort zone that now you can go out with a better sense of what to do in your body. Today we watch hidden camera footage. And what you would have seen in that hidden camera footage with pickups from open all the way to close should open your eyes to what pickup looks like and to see how it plays out in a practical basis. The exercises, we've done these in order to internalize it into you. So even if you can't remember every little lesson that you learned, it's in you now, okay? It's hardwired into you. So my goal for you and my aspiration for you is huge. I think that anybody has it in them with the right knowledge and skill sets to build a life of their own design, to get to be at the cause, not the effect. And I'm passionate about it because what I see out a lot of the time is people with so much potential. Every human life that I see, I feel like has huge potential. But I see the conditioning that they're under, and I know that it is fucking depleting them, draining them, and putting them kind of in a fucking dream trapped up in their head that they're responding to. The goal of today was to shake you out of that with the most extreme aggressive maneuvers that we can, and for you now to decide how to chart the course of your own life. Whether or not that's walking up to a woman, chatting her up, getting her fucking laughing her asses off, being loose, being cool, pulling her home. Whether or not that's whatever taste that you want to have in your life, whatever decisions that you want to have in your life, whatever it is, we've tried to hit the pinpoints. Look, jumping around, jumping around, that's not in and of itself is not what changes your life, okay? That's an exercise. But the understanding, the conscious understanding of that mechanism behind it, a conscious understanding of what society is doing to you, what influence it's having on you, and how to snap yourself out of it, that is what catalyzes the change. That's the catalyst. So what I've tried to show you here is a sort of a sweet spot where you can walk up to a girl and you can just talk, probably in a very normal way, but we've loosened you up so you can just chat, bam, you get attraction pretty easy. And what you're gonna find is that you get attraction a lot easier than you think when you've got this down. So every day that you had before today, that was before. And every day that you have after today, I think it kind of goes without saying, is the new beginning, okay? We're starting anew now. Whatever expectations that you had from yourself before are cut, okay? This is like, if you're not Jewish, this is your bar mitzvah today. You became a man, okay? I want you to view it in that light. And basically, today is a new day. You start anew today. This is it, the first day of the rest of your fucking life. That is the truth any day. But it's up to you to hold the significance that you push yourself and stretch yourself today, that you can make the decision to create that significance and change your fucking life, okay? That's why we came together here today. Now, here is what I'll wrap with, and I'm gonna run out of here. I'm gonna run right out to boot camp, okay? I'm gonna run right out. A couple things. First of all of you guys have a 1-year global pass to attend this event. Anytime that I do an event for the next year of a hot seat, anywhere in the country, if it's my event, if it's the Tyler event, you can come for free. Did you guys know that? Okay. Take advantage of that, okay? Absolutely take advantage of that. If you happen to be in Miami this winter, take advantage. If you go to Vegas, you know, if I'm up in New York, any of those places, carpool together, network with each other. Like when I run out of here in a minute, I'm gonna run to boot camp, okay? I'm just gonna go straight to boot camp if you guys don't mind. I normally like to do Q&A, but I push it longer today. This is actually the longest hot seat that we've done in a long time. What time do you guys get here today? Like 11 or something? Yeah, so this is like, it's quite the romp. This is quite the romp. But basically, by the way, ever since I've been doing the exercises, the reason why I get Sam to do it earlier is because this will go out. So I save it to fucking crank on you for the last half. That's why I did it. I was finding when I was breaking down videos earlier, I couldn't hold it. That's why I even had to take that break. I was trying to like open this back up, so it's a little bit crazy, okay? I just want to let you guys know that's why I do it like that. But anyway, so this is a crazy hot seat today. Take advantage in other future events because you have a 1-year global pass. Also, when you watch RSD videos, free tours or any of these like video blogs or anything we do, you're gonna have a much better sense now of why I'm able to carry crowds without a script, why I'm able to do video blogs in public. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm perfect with it. I can get shy myself, believe me. But you know, a lot of time, the ones that I pull off and release, why I'm able to pull off stuff like that, why I'm able to go into clubs and do what I can do, why I'm able to build my business the way that I build it and what you'll watch me build in future years. What you've done is you've spent the day with me here and you've gotten a real window into the areas that I focus on so that you can replicate similar results. I want to really tell you that whatever you think that I can do, I will promise you, if you knew me when I started this, you will see flat out that you could replicate those same things. Anything that you saw me here to do today, in a couple years from now, if you're hammering on this, for some of you guys a weekend, you know, if you're starting from a more advanced place than me, you will be doing the same fucking thing. So if you've ever kind of seen me doing anything good, you know, some people love my stuff, some people hate it, but if you love my stuff or if you even like my stuff, and there's a little piece that you wanted for yourself, I have broken down for you here today exactly how to get it. Like, this is how I fucking do it. There's not like this other shit, you know, like this is how I do it. There's so many different ways that you can think about this stuff, right? And so many guys will feel pain and think when they get a certain result that at that point, that's when they're gonna finally be fucking happy. And I had an experience in 2006 where I had Real Social Dynamics doing enough revenues to make it in the Inc. 5000 list. I had a girlfriend who I love to death, who I'm having hot, unprotected sex with every night in a Hawaiian oceanfront apartment, right on the fucking ocean with the bed on the fucking balcony. I'm eating in 5-star fucking restaurants every night. I'm doing work that I love. I'm swimming in the ocean. I'm hiking in Hawaii, doing little intra-island flights. Everything's on the up and up. But at that time, I was still in many ways caught in the level of consciousness that I've been trying to snap you out of today. Thinking that when I get to some future point, I'll be happy. When I get to some other future point, I'll be happy. And one day I was sitting there and I thought to myself, I'm putting so much effort into animating this kind of character that the more that I animate this character of Tyler and the more love or acceptance that I get for this character, the more that my real self-esteem is being starved. Because when I'm getting love for this character that I'm playing, the real me is not getting love, it's this character that I'm playing. And it's reinforcing this rat race in my fucking head of frantically trying to be this person that I think that people will love and respect. When I realized that after many years, it was a strange experience because for like several months, I was kind of leading up to this. I'm walking around Hawaii thinking, I've come so fucking far. I feel like I've come so fucking far. There's people with way better lives than me, but I feel like I've come so far from where I came from. Why am I not happy? Why do I feel the fucking same as before? I feel the fucking same. I don't feel a difference. I got all the shit that these rap videos and consumer culture and everything told me would make me happy. I've got it. And it's funny because Eckhart Tolle says there's 2 ways to feel insane. One is to not have what you want. And the other that can make you even feel more insane is getting what you want. Because when you don't have what you want, you have hope. You're like, when I get that hot girlfriend, when I live in Hawaii, I have the business, I can eat wherever I want, do whatever I want, then I'll be happy. There's hope. But when you finally get what you want and you still feel the fucking same, all hope is gone. And you feel so crazy. And I remember bodyboarding in Hawaii and I'm taking in a wave and all I can think about are things that are pissing me off. And I'm like, I'm on a wave in Hawaii with a hot girl that's gonna fuck me. I'm like literally on the wave, like in Hawaii, okay? Like on the wave, like looking at the girl like, hey baby, like waiting. And I'm like, I feel the same as before, no! You know, I can feel it. It drives you crazy. And what you don't realize is that it's that social conditioning. That's what I'm so passionate about. It's that fucking social conditioning. And you know, a lot of time people will say, I'm saying don't go get that awesome girlfriend or don't, you know, get that apartment in Hawaii if that was your dream or wherever if that's your dream. I never believe that. I despise that. Disengagement, not going for things, I despise that. But it's just, I want you to do it from the inside out. Like, I feel good already, and I'm gonna do it for the fun of doing it, rather than feeling like shit and trying to make yourself feel good. Okay, I want you to do it from a space where you're at the cause of it, not that you're chasing something because you're at the effect. You see the difference there? I want you to get hot girls, not to get validation, but for the joy of taking action to get hot girls. So I started to feel crazy, frankly, you know? And what I realized was that what was actually the most fun for me, because at that time I wasn't doing a lot of boot camp teaching as much, or as much game. What was actually fun for me was the process of teaching and game itself. That was what I loved, and I forgot that why I even got into it in the first place. You know, I'd gotten so focused on building the business at that time that I forgot why I even got into it in the first place. It was like the craziest fucking thing. And it's funny because way back in the day, I'd be like sleeping on floors, like 2002, 2003. I would be sleeping on floors with my business partner, Nick, in some random city, teaching a boot camp where we might be teaching a guy like 10 hours a day for almost no money, barely able to eat, not knowing how we'd get to the next city. Literally, that's what we used to do. Like we were sleeping on floors, closets, all this shit. We would be doing a live program in a Starbucks while all these shocked onlookers would look on, looking up from their coffee like, who the fuck is this fucking loudmouth, you know? This hair was up here, didn't have as much lines in my face, but I'm doing crazy seminars like this in fucking Starbucks or abandoned school buildings. Or I'd go into like a gay AIDS clinic and say I'm gay and have AIDS and want to use their facility. I'd be broken into school buildings on milk crates teaching courses just like this. I have these memories in my head of like the cold air because there's not even heat in it and I'm teaching these fucking courses and I'm running around doing them. And people would say, oh man, you know, that must really fucking suck back then, breaking a school building and sleeping on a floor. Your life must be so much better now. You know, you can do it in a nice hotel downtown, know where you're gonna sleep, you know your head on your finances, everything's cool. Back then you didn't know how you'd even get a meal maybe. But the truth is, even back then, I wasn't even really getting laid as much. Even when I was first starting game, getting laid so little at first, just like doing crazy experiments. You know, sitting in front of a bathroom security, you know, things like that, right? Like maybe if I just said bathroom security enough times, the girl would stop and laugh, you know, little tricks like that. And you think, you must be so much happier now that you know game, your business is working, your programs are filling, everything's great, right? But what I tell you is I was just as happy back then as I am today when I was taking action, doing my craft, and just in the fucking flow. I always loved doing game. I always knew if any girl would even talk to me even for a second, I was so pumped. When I started getting laid a little more, I was pumped. When I started getting laid even more, I was pumped. At this point in my life, I'm pumped. My old seminars in a weird school building, I was pumped. I'm pumped here. Maybe someday I could be running a 5,000 person program in a big stadium. And people would say, oh, dude, you remember like fucking 5-10 years ago, you were doing like, you know, a little program in a hotel in Atlanta? God, that must have sucked. God, that must have been the worst. And I'd say, no, that was amazing. I had an amazing day that day. That was a day that I collaborated with a group of guys that came together and fucking crushed it. So it's all fun. Guys will think that there's this better future, but what you don't realize is that the present moment is all you'll ever have. It's in the presence that you find happiness, not in the attainment of some imaginary future. It's right now that you'll be happy. It's the craziest thing. But it can take you until you're middle-aged to fucking realize it. You can wander around this fucking days all through your youth until you realize as you get older what you really love and what you really care about. So I remember at one point, I was shooting the original Hot Seat footage, and I was like flat broke at the time. It was during the start of the economic recession. And I just found out that the mom of my kids got pregnant without my permission, okay? And I was $500,000 in debt because the recession had started. We'd had this huge success, and the recession kicked in. Some people were affected by that. We were about $500,000 in debt or something like that. It was crazy. And I go out to Phoenix on the last hour that I had to try to record some footage for this new Hot Seat program I was working on. And I got this epic fucking clip. My game wasn't as good back then. Now I get so much footage from going out. It's monstrous. I mean, silly. I can't edit it all. But at the time, my game wasn't as good back then. So I could still do great stuff, but it took time. And I got this perfect fucking clip that I wanted so bad. And I was so happy, right, that I had it. And then I found out that the clip was deleted. It was the audio got fucked up. The batteries had run out on the mic. Reminds me. Okay, we're good. All right. Pain body attack. Okay, so the battery had run on the fucking mic. And what happened was that whole day in Phoenix, I sat there bitching and moaning to my friends about this clip. And I bitched and I moaned and I bitched and I moaned. And what was weird was in the back of my head, I kept thinking, I'm here with 5 or 6 of my friends, all paying attention to what's going on in my life. They know that the mom, my kid's pregnant. They know that I'm trying on this hot seat. Everybody's here to support me. And now it's Sunday. We can't, you know, the time for gaming is done. The city's quiet on a Sunday in Phoenix at that time. And I could kick it here with my buddies. Have a good day, a memorable day with my buddies. But all that I could do was think about how I need to get that fucking clip that I fucking need, and then I would be happy. And I was so pissed. You ever been kind of pissed off, but knowing in the back of your mind that you should have gratitude for that moment, even though you're in this like lower state? You ever felt that? In the back of your fucking mind, you can feel it. And I felt it. And I felt the negativity burning into me like so much fucking poison. And I'm sitting there feeling so fucking bad for myself. And my buddy Eric, he's driving this little small Honda, and he takes a right turn, and I'm bitching about this fucking clip. I'm seething mad. And I look to the right, and I see a fucking truck coming at me, and a fucking pickup truck straight T-boned me as the impact point, super fucking hard. Knocks me unconscious. I wake up, no shit, wake up, glass all over me, bleeding, and I can't breathe. I think I'm dead. I literally thought I was dead. I'm looking at people driving by, it's a true story, looking at people driving by, rubbernecking. You ever driven by a car wreck and you kind of rubberneck? And it's like, you want to help, but it's like, there's so many car accidents, you can't just get out and help, And you think, oh, that's so fucked up, but then you kind of compartmentalize it. You have to function, it's fair enough, right? I remember I'm looking at people rubbernecking at me while I can't breathe, and I'm like, I wish I was the one rubbernecking this. I don't want to be on this side of the movie, this sucks, this is crazy. But I thought I was gonna die. And what I realized in that moment that was so fucking crazy was that none of this bullshit even fucking mattered. It doesn't matter, you're gonna die someday anyway. You should just enjoy the fucking moment. Still work for your goals, still make things happen, work hard, but enjoy the moment. If you can't control something, let it fucking go. I couldn't have controlled that clip issue at that point. I gotta let it go and enjoy the day. And I wasted the last day of my life, the last day of my fucking life, I wasted bitching about some shit that didn't even fucking matter. And I was like, God, I wish I could have known this like 10 years ago. Why did I waste this? And I'm like, and then I thought to myself, because I knocked up the mom, my kids that week, I was like, well, I guess I reproduced, now I'm gonna die. And I thought of my kid who'd never get to meet me, and he'd watch me in my weird ass videos. And I thought of the people I would leave behind. And I realized that the only things that really mattered in life, aside from you gotta handle your own shit, but fundamentally, the things you'll care about when you die are the people who you affected positively, the people who you loved, the people you cared about, and the great work that you did in the world. And I realized that at that moment, that all this other shit that I animated, wasting my time on, was a trance. It was fucking fake. This shit was fucking fake. It was inauthentic. It was garbage. And it was weird. I tried to text people that I love them. I couldn't breathe, and my hands are fucked up, and I'm trying to text the last people that I love them just to let them know. And I'm not even like that. I'm not that kind of guy. I don't say shit like that. But I realized at that moment that's what mattered. And so the lesson from that is that there's not some better future that you're waiting for, but the glory days are now. You could walk in here tomorrow in this room and think of how weird it would be. Listen to the quiet of the room right now. Imagine walking in this room right now with everybody gone. All the energy that we built here together gone, and the room quiet. How would that feel? Would that feel weird? I think it's fucking weird, right? But what you don't realize is that energy that wouldn't be in this room, you took that with you. We collaborated on that together, and that's with you now. So it's up to you to make a decision about how you want to live your life right now, because it's not going to last forever. We don't know if in a year from now we could have a reunion and somebody might not be here because they passed away. You don't know what the fuck can happen. You don't know how long you got. So don't wait for a better future and trick yourself into some fucking garbage bullshit haze that you're being forced into by thinking it'll be better. What you do is you take the action to get the results that you want. You take action, you work fucking hard, you hustle, you value your goals, but realize that the glory days are right now. That beginning, that starting point, even if you're just starting, it seems rough, you're gonna remember that as the grand adventure someday. When you first learn, you first push yourself. Get present. Wake up. The glory days are now. Stay present with me. Keep that. Carry that with you. The golden era that you're waiting for, it's right now. It's right fucking now. You're in it. I'm gonna rock out of here. Thank you guys very much for coming today. I really appreciate you guys coming today. Everybody up. Give yourselves a hand. Give a hand to each other. Good job, boys.
We'll see you in Vegas, dude.